Welcome to the Six Shots Anime Podcast, where I just realized we're both carnivores and we have no herbivore representation in the stream.
That's because plants are the food my food should be eating.
Yeah, I am carnivore. With me is Phustus, who is also carnivore. He is petting his baby carnivore.
I prefer the term meatitarian.
Meatitarian. Meatitarian's pretty good.
I think that's from an old Wendy's commercial.
So yeah, last time, we talked about the first 6 episodes of Beastars, and we walked out of it, and we were like, yeah, that's pretty good. That's freaking
recap
Phustus was
what
like,
happened?
that's pretty okay. Yeah, sure, if you want.
What happened in the first 6 episodes? Well, we met our main character, Legoshi. He's wolf bro.
Yeah.
He's good boy.
In a world where wolves and rabbits can't be friends, one wolf will try to be girlfriends with a rabbit.
Yeah, there's also a rabbit who sleeps with everybody, but also has like the best comebacks.
Yeah.
Let's not forget everybody's favorite for some reason. There's a deer.
Of
His name is Louis.
Listen, I feel like I can tell you very quickly why he's my favorite.
He's a piece of shit.
He's like such a broken piece of shit, and I can fix him.
No, you can't. He's just a piece of shit.
I probably can't, but what if though?
Just like period, like. But we'll get into that. Where did we leave off last time though in our show?
Listen, if I was turned off by like people with problems, I wouldn't be dating you. That's the meanest thing I've ever said, but it's hilarious.
Wow.
To be fair, every time we joke about it, you're just straight up like, oh yeah, I would die today. It's like, that's my boy.
Shut up.
It's fine, it's fine.
Anyways, we learned what the red light district was, which is where everybody buys meat that comes, or like the carnivores buy.
Yeah, it is a world of animal people, and they eat meat, and meat is friends. But are fish friends and not food, or do they have to be separate but equal?
Wow, you're really confusing people. The fish aren't even in this world as far as we know.
We have seen that sushi is apparently on the menu, so either sushi fish are not sentient or fish just have no rights.
Yeah, like there's just that's just like unanswered. But
real talk, the question of what is and isn't like sapient in this world is going to get way more confusing if we stick with this show.
I have a question about that later on. I think I wrote it down somewhere. Anyways, so now we're getting into episode 7, which, what was its actual name? Let me see. I have the anime up over here.
I looked up the actual episode names because I was curious, and I'm like, oh yeah, these are kind of fun, but it's like whatever.
Episode 7 is called Below the Fur Coat, but I called it What is Love?
Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more.
Yeah. Which this
baby,
episode
don't eat me.
opens.
Don't eat me no more.
Oh my god.
This show's really allowing me to embrace my inner cringe right now.
This episode opens with a cold, it opens with the cold open with the fucking chicken just talking about her eggs.
Probably.
The entire time.
Maybe the most important opening in the entire series.
Like, it's important, but it's so funny and pointless at the time when you're just watching it. But like thinking back, I'm like, okay, I get it. But like when I'm watching, I'm like, what is this? Has nothing to do with what we just watched.
Yes. Dude, we have to put respect on Legome's name right now. Yeah, like we.
Oh yeah, legume or whatever.
Legome, yeah. Friggin' this like this fucking chicken girl keeping the entire society working by herself.
Yeah, just like yo, I'm gonna make the perfect eggs.
Yeah, just all in on her role as the subservient class that like keeps the structure of the society going.
Yeah, I love it. I think and another like chicken girl shows up and is like, "Oh, you want to go hang out?" And she's like, "No, I have things to do."
I have things to do, and like the egg shows up, and it's like I am things.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure it's not how that meme works, but
that's
still.
not at all how that actually happened. But yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Uh, I did like seeing the like how the food works for carnivores, though. That was
Yeah.
interesting.
For what's
Like,
worth, I feel like I'm not that off on the meme to some extent because we do see at the end of the series she seems to become friends with a pretty good cock. He's a pretty big cock, dude.
okay, yeah, that didn't happen in this season.
No, at the end of like season 1, you see her like running and there's like a rooster with her, right?
That means nothing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, even she got like a boyfriend or
That
something.
could be her brother.
It could.
Just because the chicken is standing there, you're just like, yes. That means nothing.
Yeah, chicken's standing there. I'm like, they're a couple now. I don't care if I'm wrong and they're also a hen. They are dating.
Doesn't work like that. But okay.
I don't think I have, like, I don't remember seeing these people in season 2. I actually don't know. I have as much information as you do right now.
I couldn't tell you, but yeah.
Yeah.
So like the whole cold open seemed really dumb to me at first, but it was like thinking back on it, it made more sense.
Yeah.
But this is also like where after the opening we see Lewis and Haru's first meeting.
Yeah, can I just acknowledge that it's like we go from the goofiest cold open
Oh,
of
yeah.
the chicken parable ever, and then it like plays the intro, and then it's just as soon as that's over with, fucking wild side. That's Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, now I'm thinking you Cowboy Bebop because I did it wrong. But anyways.
Yeah, that's it.
Now I'm thinking about JoJo's.
Yeah. And it just goes into the most, like, just gorgeously fucking animated, like... Just, it looks like it's, like, freaking... It's, like, sketch outlines, but it's, like, super smooth 2D animation, and it's, like, got this kind of, like, almost, like, watercolor feel to it, you know? It looks so good. They really just put all their budget into it, huh?
Yeah, like it was such a weird scene, but I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah,
and then it like fades like into them doing it.
Yeah, it's like Haru talking about being like isolated and lost, and she's like trapped in the forest of horns because all she can think about is like Lewis.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, as they're boating.
And
so I do want to mention something that I didn't really like pick up on as much because it's like this is always sort of like a thing. But it didn't really, like, click until, like, this viewing that it's like, oh, yeah, no, Haru is, like, actually fucking depressed.
Oh, yeah, right? No, I kind of figured that one out.
Yeah, because it's like, it's easy to overlook the little thing where she's like, oh, yeah, if like Lugosi kills me at the fountain, if he gets me, then, I don't really care, but I'm still going to fight for my life. And it's like, the more you learn, the more it's like, oh, she's like lost and isolated and like miserable, and the only comfort she seems to get is in like the company of like men for sex. And it's like, oh yeah, no, she is hard struggling with friggin' depression. Just straight up.
Yeah, like that's there 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, everybody in this show is struggling with depression in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also like shortly after that where like we first see them meeting each other for the first time and lose his horns that fell off.
Yeah, this is the thing. Deer shed their horns and shit.
Yeah, yeah. I was wondering if you knew that. I was like, do you think
Dude,
he just like lost his horns forever, but like they grow back?
here's the fucked part is like the fact that you have to ask that because I'm such an introvert. I live in the fucking South. Like,
I live in the woods, so
yeah.
I like you know.
Dude, there's like woods right behind my house. There's like fucking coyotes up on the hill.
I don't know.
But it's like, oh, it's like, yeah, have you ever seen fucking deer velvet? It's crazy.
Yeah, dude, I love their fur or the furry hair antlers. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's like the antlers like grow under the skin and there's like a layer over it of like
Yeah,
fur and then it like rips open.
it's so weird,
It's
bro.
so fucking metal. It's really cool actually. I don't want to like throw up a phone just in case it would like, make someone throw up, but yeah, no, look that shit up. It's great.
Look it up on your own time, but
Yeah.
it's definitely interesting. Um, the fucking like.
Yeah, the
I love that he
Lewis.
tries to pay her off too. Right, like, what an asshole.
Yeah.
He just pisses me off so much.
He's just like, oh yeah, just don't tell anyone about this. And he tries to like, flex his money and status to like buy
Yeah.
her silence, and Haru's like, just treat me like a fucking person. And it feels like partially because like it feels almost like Lewis doesn't really see Haru as like a threat the way he does carnivores. So the fact that she's able to like stand up to him, be like proactive, kind of like, it lets him like let his guard down, right? He's like, this is someone that's not going to like baby me, that's also like, not going to be like a physical threat in that way, so he can like be himself around her. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see it, but I was also reading into it that he's just kind of like a loser.
Yeah. Yeah, because
and that's just what Haru does whenever she meets a dude, right? And then
yeah.
he was just like, whatever.
Yeah, Haru's just kind of like being Haru, and like Lewis is like, oh, it's finally someone who's not going to try and like, like push me, and like someone who's able to like stand up to me in this way. So he's like able to be super real with her, and because that's what she's also after, she's able to like be herself way more with him as well. And they actually kind of like complement each other like weirdly well, like you'd tell there's kind of like something sort of missing there. But it's like, yeah, they definitely make really good friends. Like, I can totally see it.
I mean, like, yeah, I guess, but it's just Lewis is such an asshole.
Oh, he's such an asshole. I fucking love him.
This also, I love the fact that there's a line. I don't know if it's in the Japanese dub. I mean, it might be, but this is where she calls him Bambi, and then he asks what Bambi is, and I was like, Bambi exists in this universe? What?
Yeah, that's crazy. That wasn't the Japanese version.
I was like,
that's a dubism, but it must not have been that important. I don't even remember like where it was.
no, it was literally it was just a quick like line that I caught, and I was like, Bambi exists? That
Yeah.
like there's so many implications behind that. Does Disney exist? Do they use animal mascots too, or do they use human mascots? I don't get it.
Do you think Bambi was just like, yo, it was like, it's still an animated film? But they're
it's like
just like, wow,
animal
that's
people.
really crazy.
Who are the hunters in that movie?
It's still an animated film, but it's like the hunters are carnivores and like everyone's anthropomorphic. They go to check out the Lion King, and it's like actual like, you know, nobility politics and shit.
It's just the Game of Thrones like.
Yeah, it's like you're seeing a real dude be thrown off a cliff as like a bunch of like people trample him in like a crowd.
Watching the Lion King for them is like watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Or like Lord of the Rings.
Dude, that'd actually be so cool, though.
It's like watching Rome.
Yeah.
This happened.
Just, do we need Anthro Lion King? I'm thinking maybe we need Anthro Lion King. No?
I don't think we do. Because don't give Disney ideas, okay?
But like, we already...
Don't give Disney ideas.
But we already...
If they want to... Look, because they're gonna be like, oh, look, that might make money. Let's make a live-action version of the fucking the Fox version of Robin Hood, and I'll be like, no.
The Disney live action in quotes Lion King is CG, and then they make Anthro Lion King using real actors in fucking suits.
Yeah, it's just like actors
That's
from
the
Cats.
remake.
Just like actors from Cats.
Yeah. Just like they're not even wearing like costumes. It's just full on fucking fursuits.
Yeah, it's just fursuits and makeup and stuff.
Yeah. Not even makeup, it's just full like suits, you know? Just full on.
God, I'm so never watching that. Yeah, anyway, Lewis, this is where I wrote, Lewis gets no sympathy from me. I hate him.
Oh, man. Mr. Steal Yo Girl. And then Lugosi fucking walks off outside.
Yeah, Lugosi walks in on them, basically.
Yeah, he always walks on him, and it's like, oh, hey, what's going on? He's like, oh, nothing you should worry about. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some business to attend to. And Lugosi's just like, oh, can I see Haru? And he's like, no.
No, she's not here. Go away.
She's definitely not naked in the other room.
And then he follows him down the stairs, sniffing him.
Yeah, yes. Is this where, like, Lugosi's trying to figure out, like, wait, why does he really smell like her? And Lewis is just, like, pushes him off?
Yeah, Lewis is like, get away from me, you fucking freak.
Which we later confirm through Juno. Like, yeah.
That they can smell sex.
If Lugosi knew what to sniff for and, like, tried a little longer, probably could have figured it out.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
Unironically, let me smell your dick.
Let me smell your dick. Just, yeah, I was
totally
like,
not gay.
This is fucking gonna be really stupid, like cringy love triangle. And then 5 seconds later, Juno shows up again on screen, and I'm like, oh great, it's a square.
Oh yeah, the homewrecker. Oh my god.
I was like, oh, what is she doing back on screen?
I love that the entire last podcast I kept calling Juno the homewrecker. And it's like, oh yeah, no, now you know. Now we know. Now we know.
No,
sure.
I get it. It's there.
Oh man.
Sorry, I'm bouncing around the episode for a second. Yeah, she has like he has like this thing where Juno's dancing with her and everything. I remember that,
Yeah,
and this is the really funny bit that I thought was awkward. Was she thinks it's all romantic and she's going in, but he's just like answers like biology of wolves.
yeah.
It's fucking
Oh, I thought you were
so.
telling the our point where she was dancing with him, where she's like, "Oh yeah, look how cool my boyfriend is! Ha ha, we are so in love. Aren't
No, that's
carnivores
not a.
great?" And he's just
That's
seeing his
nearly.
fucking war flashbacks from the night before.
That's at the end of the series. This is like at the beginning when she's first talking about
Oh
um
man.
that she's gonna be in the dance or whatever. There's like this whole scene where she's all feeling up on him and everything, and and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, girl.
Yeah.
But then I was also like, man, Lugoshi gets girls like I do. He just doesn't understand, does he? Aw,
Yeah.
poor homewrecker. It's never gonna work out.
Oh man, it's like Lewis literally tells her, "Yeah, that man's not gonna belong to you," and she's like, "Oh, we'll see about that." And then she tries to dom him and succeeds, and he's like, "Okay, you've made your point, but she still doesn't belong to you. You're
Yeah,
not getting that man. Things won't work out the way you want them to."
I think that happens in the next episode. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
probably.
Um. This is also really funny because right after that scene, Jack finds the rabbit porn.
Beastars out of context is so
Yeah.
fucking funny, you know?
So we call that Jack finds rabbit porn. Just
Yeah.
poor doggy.
Oh,
Poor guy.
man. So, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, nothing really too important happens in this episode. I think much. He meets Haru again at the festival while they're like painting and shit, and
Right?
he's still awkward as fuck as usual. But then he's up at the. This is near the end of the episode. He's up painting the like T-Rex, right?
Yeah.
And then he looks over and he sees Haru and
Oh boy,
Lewis.
this fucking scene.
Yeah, where the end scene with the paint and
So,
everything.
I kind of love this because the whole deal is like, oh, I probably actually should move this over or something, but I can't really. Oh, geez. Oh, well. That's fine. It's fine.
That's
Wait,
fine to
what if I
me.
just, right click, please? There we go.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Nice. Yeah, I remember watching this bit and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because alright, so let me get like some like some like fucking writing like the currents are blue film nerd bullshit right now.
Right
Cause it's
on.
like, oh, Lugosi's like not sure how to feel. He's not sure if he should be with Haru. He's not sure if like this is right or if this is like his instincts, He's like, do I wanna like eat her? Do I wanna be with her? Do I like wanna just be friends? He's like, should I just distance myself completely? And he's just struggling to piece it together. And he doesn't know what he wants. And then he's doing the thing. He's like working on the dinosaur. And he looks over and he sees her with Lugosi. And something inside him just fucking
Sorry.
snaps. And he's like, oh. Oh, what the fuck is this feeling?
Yeah.
He's fucking outraged and sad and like his instincts are kicking in and he's feeling the passion of the romance and all this complex stuff at once. It's almost like this grab bag of different colors going on inside of him. You could
Wow.
say.
That was
all these different
very
tones and
profound.
moods, and he breaks the fucking paint tubes, and he's just rubbing on his face, just glaring, just like, oh, so this is love. And it's like,
Yeah, I mean, like, that
whether
makes
you
a lot of
think I'm
sense, and
like
I
off my rocker or not, it's
no, I
so
don't.
pretentious, and it
It's
like,
really
yeah.
pretentious, and you're right. You could read into it like that. You want to know what I got out of this scene?
What?
Bro, be mad.
Bro is fucked.
Like he's just like, as soon as I saw him like explode those little paint things, I was like, and like you could see the paint leaking through his fingers. I was like, he's gonna rip somebody's heart out, bro.
Oh yeah, this is the look of a man who is not okay right
Yeah,
now.
this is a man who's
This
doing his best not to murder somebody right
this is
now.
the moment where like Haru goes from being a casual like fascination to him to being a fucking obsession.
Yeah,
And that's yeah.
ladies, he gets better, but if a man looks at you like this, run away.
I
I don't like. He doesn't either, but I don't know whether he wants to eat her or have sex with her, or both.
is it like is it bad that I'm looking at this? It's like, oh yeah, like I'm like hand out someone else.
Yeah, no, you're looking at him and you're like, yes, and
Like that's kind of hot though.
that is the look of a crazy person.
This is the look of someone who would lock you up in their basement and kill you consensually.
Yes, and wear your flesh.
Yes.
Like, that's not okay.
The more I learn about myself, the more I realize I would be very easy for a serial killer to capture.
Yeah, I told you, you're gonna get kidnapped one of these days.
You
and you're
would
like,
do
"God damn it."
one of these things, and then you would just hang like some donuts in front of your white van, and I'd be done.
Yeah,
You'd have
it's
them on
just
like a fishing rod, just dangling them in front of me.
like free life-size Lycon inside. You're like,
It's
yes.
just like it's a cardboard cutout of
Yeah.
Lycon.
Yeah, you just hop in the van, and the door's shut, drives away,
Yeah.
never seen again.
I just look at it, it's like, well, that's a pretty nice cardboard cutout. Like I dive in full, that's the real him. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the end of that episode, and I was like, okay, but now I need to see what happens.
So Phustus, did you catch what they did with the EDs?
Not all of them, I don't think, because I might have skipped some of them. I did know that this was a new ED. I
Okay,
did watch this one,
which
but I
was
thought
the
they were
new
all gonna.
one?
I don't know. At the end of this episode, there's a new ED.
Okay, all right. I was wondering because it's like
I don't know if any of the other ones after this one, because I might have skipped them because I was just trying to like get
I was
through the
wondering
episode.
if I should have like mentioned this or not. Yeah, expression of the image could mean so exactly. Dude, I was just talking about this parrot. I feel so validated for my like screen reading now.
The expression in this image means a lot of things.
Yeah, this is 100% a full page spread of the manga. Like, I don't even need to look it up, you just feel it.
Oh, yeah. Like, you can see the page already.
Yeah, you can see the number at the bottom corner.
I feel like it would have to be colorized.
I don't think it would be in the manga, but maybe,
it wouldn't be, because I don't think a lot of mangas are colorized. But
yeah, they might have like a special page for it or something, but yeah.
I just
This
feel like
is,
the
yeah.
paint meta. Maybe you are off your rocker and your paint metaphor is just because of the anime, but
Either way, he'd be like holding the paint, so it'd be like pretty obvious.
well, I was assuming it was kind of like a metaphor of blood.
Yeah, oh, you could definitely
Anyway,
read that as that for sure. There's definitely red dripping down there.
well, yeah, but like,
It's like 8 different feelings at once, and one of them is definitely bloodlust.
well, yeah,
100%.
red is passion.
The arts.
The passion of the arts. Look at
And then we
me.
get to the
I'm just-
ED, which is like, I believe this is the first time we see it, but I'm probably wrong on that. Where they change things up. So instead of like, before it's like, oh, it's like a blue moon, and Legoshi looks up and he sees like
Yeah.
Haru, and he's like, walking along and just sort of like drifting through life. And this one, the song is different, and the moon is red, and he's like going through and seeing like images of the shadow him that like he hallucinates when he's just going fucking bloodthirsty, with his like predator instincts or his on like full like attack.
Yeah.
And it ends with like him in front of like the fountain getting ready to jump at Haru like he does in the first episode. Getting ready to like, just tackle her to the ground and try to eat her. And it's all really cool, it's really thematic. It's like, all staged like, the play, with like the current rise and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Phustus, there are 3 EDs in this season.
Yeah, I know. That ED that you're talking about is the end ED, which I also noticed, what changed on episode 10, but halfway through the season, at season 7, they had a different ED too.
Yeah,
just like a different song, and
there is blue ED for like, he's
oh
like,
no, wait,
just,
yeah, hold on, I'm going back through them, and there is like a red ED for episode 7, and then 8 there's a blue one, and then so it switches them up every episode.
Yeah, because it's like red is what it's like, okay, the note we're ending on is that his instincts are kicking in.
Yeah,
this is like his instincts are kicking in and he's like giving into the beast. And like blue is like, he's just going through life and he's being driven by like, his desire to be with Haru, and he's like thinking about her and just sort of like, it's the pursuit. And then yellow is like he's thinking about his friends and he's in the light, and it's a yellow moon, like it looks like daylight when he's like walking around and stuff. And it's like, oh, all your friends are with you, and you're, like, at peace with, like, society, right?
I see.
And hear me out, because this is fucking awesome when you notice it. Do you remember the OP?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Because it starts...
I thought it was really goofy. Still is.
Because it starts with, like, Haru just walking along, and she's being stalked by Legoshi, and it's a blue moon and a blue night, and it's the chase, and then they meet up, and it becomes daylight, and it becomes yellow, and they're, like, finally happy and at peace together, and then it cuts to him having eaten her for real, like it was all an illusion. And he's like freaking out, and there's the red moon.
Oh, I see.
It mirrors perfectly. It's so good when you realize. It's so subtle.
Okay,
Fucking visual storytelling, man. Don't you love it?
Yeah, I didn't really get a lot on it because I was just kind of skipping through them. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. That's totally fine. That's why I'm here. It's like a fucking
not
super
to do that if you wanted me to not do that.
I considered talking about it, and I'm like, I won't ruin it, because I'm gonna figure this out. If he doesn't notice it, that's fine. He can look back at him later.
Yeah, I was like, do I skip these or do I watch it? Like, is it part of what I need to do here? And I was like, I just want to watch the episode,
Oh
bro. I ain't
yeah,
got time for this.
these
This
they're
ain't
not as
JoJo.
important as like the JoJo OP changes or anything like that, But yeah,
Yeah,
this
this
is really
ain't
cool.
JoJo where like all of a sudden they're gonna say the world and then the world actually stops. Like,
Yeah. So yeah, that was like episode. God, we've
yeah,
only
that was
got
just
through
episode
like a
7.
single episode.
It's just one episode,
I
episode
have so
7.
much to say about the series.
And then we go in episode 8, which first thing I wrote here. Oh, also let me just get the titles for us real quick. Episode 8 was called "Caught Like Floss in a Canine's Teeth," but I called it "Baby, don't eat her, don't eat her no more."
Oh hey, we were literally doing that bit at the start of the stream.
I know, because I put episode 7 was "What Is Love," and then I was like, yes, I have to put episode 8 is "Baby, don't eat her."
Baby, don't eat her. No.
It was too
Yeah,
good.
this is the one where like Legoshi grabs Haru and fucking throws her in a subway, and everyone
Yeah.
just looks at them and they're like, "What the fuck's wrong with that guy?"
And he almost gets arrested.
Yeah, it looks really fucking bad.
Yeah, and he's like in 6 different like states of mind when he's trying to talk to her. It's so funny.
Yeah, he's trying so hard to like avoid talking about like either times they first met each other.
Yeah, and I just there's a character that showed up like for 1 second at the beginning of this episode, I think, and
Oh.
he drove me crazy. He shows up later, but I was like, who the fuck is this mayor guy? Like, what a random
Mayor
character.
Lion.
What a random character to introduce in like the last 4 to 5 episodes.
The random lion mayor who's had like surgery on
With
his
human
face to
teeth.
look friendlier, and he looks like a fucking plushie.
He's so scary.
He's so like they do the shadows on his face when you like he's being threatening, and he actually does look really like uncanny.
Like I this is what I wrote here when he first showed up, and this is why I had to bring up this character because he only shows up for like 2 seconds in this episode, I think. But literally, I was like, the mayor's a carnivore. The hell, he's like a lion. What a random ass character. Watch him be the villain.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not exactly wrong here.
So I thought that was really funny when I wrote that, and I went back and read it.
Could have predicted it better.
Sorry, that's when like Legoshi, because he's telling everybody to leave is what Mayor Lion is doing, and then that's when Legoshi goes and takes Haru to the subway station and shit.
Yeah, it's worth knowing the festival they're holding is off campus, so they have to take the subway and get back.
At the park. It's like at the Central Park area.
Yeah, no one really brings attention to it, but yeah, that makes like a lot of sense when you think about it.
Well, they don't really 100% bring up it, but the students are always like, oh, I guess we have to leave because like we can't be here, and I was assuming because they're far away from campus.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If it was on campus grounds, they would be able to stay until like the lights come on outside and shit.
And they just go into the subway, and like Legoshi's like, "Oh yeah," and Haru's like, "Why don't you want to talk about the time I almost fucked you?" Oh well, the mother's good.
Like,
You could just talk about, You don't have to be so
no?
weird. Stuff else happened. It's fine. Oh well, listen. It's very special to me, and I'm like, I would trip or anything, but maybe you shouldn't whore yourself out to guys. Well, you don't know how I feel. And he's like, I guess that's true, but oh god, no, she's leaving. Oh no, I fucked it up.
And then he's just like, no, don't leave. I have things to like say. And then like there's a whole bunch of people around them that think he's like
Yeah,
abusing her.
a crowd of people just materializes. Is Haru's like, no, let
Literally
me go, and
materializes.
Lugosi's like, no, you don't understand. I have to explain myself. And he just looks over, and they're like, that poor wolf is trying to eat that rabbit.
I literally wrote that here though. Is where the fuck did these people come from? Because
They
like
just appear.
the scene before the crowd showing up, they show behind Lugosi, and there's no one there. And
Dude,
then it
this
cuts, and there's like 8 people there.
every now and then I feel like you get one of these like scenes where it's like, oh yeah, this is definitely from a manga. Because it's like in a manga, this makes sense because you know you're focused on their faces and you're not seeing or hearing what's behind them. But
Yeah.
like in a visual medium, it's like should there be footsteps and stuff?
You have
Should
to
this be
already
like more
have the crowd.
obvious?
Like, I it's probably to save on animation, but you needed to have a crowd already there.
Oh yeah.
It's a little jarring.
It might be meant to indicate didn't notice them, probably, but also
Yes,
it's
but
really
like
funny from like an audience perspective.
from even if they didn't notice them, it would have worked for me if they were just like blurry figures. But even if the blurry figures were there, I would have been like, okay, well at least they're there, but they just appear out of nowhere.
Yeah. Literally out of nowhere, just for the sake of it.
This is also the first time I marked that I think I found an ape in this show because there was an
Oh
ape in the
shit.
crowd.
Oh shit, monkeys do
Yeah,
exist.
because I wrote not long before going back and like looking at some of these scenes was I wrote where are the monkeys and the apes and like sapiens in this world? Like everybody's got monkey hands and feet and stuff, but like
No monkeys.
where are the monkeys?
What kind of nails do you give a rabbit character, you know?
I don't know.
That's a very dangerous question.
Yeah, I
Think
also didn't
about
really
shouldn't
understand
Haru
why.
also have like claws because don't rats have like longer nails for like digging?
Yeah, they would
Yeah.
have longer nails. Also, yeah, they have long nails and sharp teeth. Rabbits fight a lot, actually. Jackrabbits do, at least.
They just get to the end where like Haru's kidnapped. She's like, Lugosi, don't watch, and she just gnaws the dude's jugular out. Oh, I didn't expect a rabbit to fight back against me.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I also wrote that these two are terrible at conversations.
Oh yeah,
They're just so bad
absolutely.
at it. Like they're so bad at it.
They're really bad at being a couple.
There's like one of them's trying to talk, and then the other one's like, but how about you shush? And then it's like, oh my god, just shut the fuck up.
I think it's really funny that the most popular fanships seem to be Lugosi x Lewis and Haru x Juno.
Weird.
Cause oh boy.
Well, that's because these ships already exist, so people don't need to like be like, oh, I want them
Yeah.
to give it. So people are like, oh, but what if this was the thing?
He may be
It's-
suffering from the protagonist's curse. Someone will always be there and witness him doing suspicious things. Exactly.
Yes, they spawn in like he fails a perception roll.
Seriously, O'Hara and Lewis should be doing a lot more physically if their animal traits were scaled to their size.
True. Like, doesn't make any sense.
Oh yeah.
Also, there's a scene we'll get to it a little bit later. I think it's closer to the end of their conversation, but there's a scene I noticed when Lugosi is walking, and behind him you can see there, yeah, 10:17 in the episode. You could see the Golden Gate Bridge behind him. Or what looks like almost the exact same version of what the Golden Gate Bridge is,
Oh,
which is
man.
why I started bringing up where are the monkeys on this planet? What is this Earth? I went into like
It is Earth, but it is animal Earth.
I went
So
into like a
all
huge like two different conspiracy theories where like this is after humans have died, or it's a universe where like monkeys didn't evolve, but all other animals did.
they're in Jamaica, like the Ace Attorney series.
America, yeah.
I'm pretty sure
That's
it's
what I did.
just
That's
Japan, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is just Japan, and like that. There's probably a bridge in Japan that looks like that too. But
There might be. I don't remember. Actually, from the teaser I saw for season 3, it looks like they're on like a skyscraper. Maybe it is a bit of New York in there.
it's a bit of like Jamaica. That's what
Yeah,
I'm gonna
maybe it
go
is a
for
bit
because
Jamaica
because
actually.
because there is like Japanese style buildings, but American style things with like also don't forget their animals. So like there's plants everywhere.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah, that was when that really confused me. But that's also when we get to the really awkward scene. I thought it was awkward. A scene with Lewis and Juno, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking Juno. Can we talk about this bitch, literally?
Well, this is where she starts like being a real character in the show.
This is where it's like, oh, you got everything. You got like status, you have power, you're like you're popular, you're like, you're good looking, you want everything. But you're not gonna get it, bitch. That guy is taken. He is super taken and you've already lost. And she's like,
Yeah.
not with that attitude, I haven't.
It's like, you'll see. I'll get him.
I'll
I'll have everything I want.
I think
I shall
her
be the beast.
I think her exact words are she looks at Haru and says, I will defeat you as a female.
Yeah, that's one of the closer to the end, one of the like last lines of the
Yeah.
series. Like, Lewis gets domed.
Lewis gets dobbed super hard, and I wish that was me. I mean, wait, what?
I was like, hot, I think.
Yeah, because at
I
first
think
it's
Lewis
like
likes
she
it.
gets on top of him, and it's like, oh shit, is she like into him? Yeah, that makes sense. And he tries to like move, and she's like crunching his wrists, and he's like, oh, well, if you want to kiss me, and she's like, I could eat you right now, you know?
Yeah, she's like all over him. And then she's like, I don't like you though. I'm gonna fucking be the Beastar and take all
Yeah.
your fame and shit. And also I'm gonna fuck Lugosi.
I've never
And
heard
this
some
is
kids
just
with
like,
her mentality. Oh yeah, 100. This is like super insecure, and she
yeah,
wants it all.
yeah, she's whew, boy, she's quite a character.
Yeah,
She's I love Lewis's reaction too because he's just such an asshole. But
yeah.
his asshole shines through here.
He can't. He physically can't overpower her, and she makes his point. As soon
Oh,
as he gets up, he's like, "Okay, fine. You've got all this stuff, but you're not going to win." And it's framed where it's like he's above her, like
I
he's
love this.
framed is more right, and just the one who
I
wins
went
this like.
I went back to one of my notes previously of the earlier season when I was talking about actual animal things, and I was like, "This is bullshit," because a male deer would fuck a lone wolf up. So I was like, okay, I'm just like, I know that it's like the carnivores are so tough thing.
Oh
But
yeah,
I'm like, you have no idea how like most herbivores are tougher than a lot of carnivores because they have to be.
that's fine. Listen, we're not going on like real world biology. We're going on like fake biology.
Yeah, well, you know
There's
what? It's like
there's a moment later.
they can't bring up real things and then like throw away real things at the same
Oh, they
time. It
absolutely
doesn't work like
can.
that. No, they cannot.
There's a
It's
scene
makes
later
me
on when
so
someone
mad.
tries to eat Haru, and her first instinct is to try and force herself into their mouth, which, as far as I know, is literally an old wives' tale that has no basis in reality.
That's not a thing. Yeah, I wrote that down later, but we'll get to that one.
Oh man.
I did like watching Luz get put in his place for a minute
Oh,
though.
I
I
thought
was
you were
like,
gonna
that's
say I
good.
did like watching Juno's big tits.
Oh yeah, well maybe, but like Lewis getting like uh seeing him like get owned for once, I was like, yes,
Yeah, seeing
finally
Lewis just
somebody.
fucking like be pushed to his limit and just not just like bullshit we have a
I was
situation.
like, finally.
He's finally come to he's finally facing a challenge he can't beat with like a wisdom save and hard charisma rolls.
Yeah, he did his best, and like he rolled all of his rolls. He even tried rolling strength, and it just didn't work for him this time.
He used every single hero point he was storing up, and none of it was useful.
Yeah, like he did his damnedest, but
Every
like this
reroll.
boss fight was not like going his way.
He used action surge on this, and still nothing.
And it was until that she like backed off that he got up and was like, "Haha, hold on, here's my trump card. You're never gonna get him, bitch," and then walks away.
The fact that he just walks out of there and she's like, damn, he might be right. Oh, well, I'm not gonna stop though, lol.
Yeah.
And then she immediately disregards his advice of like, oh, you have to like slow down so you're in like step with your dancers, to be like, no, I'm gonna make this even more about me,
More
and it
about
has to be
me.
all me though. It's like, damn.
I knew few girls like her in high school.
Would suck if I turned into one of those girls.
There's a couple of them in drama, and they're like, "I'm so important." She intends to take his inspirations from both conscious ones and those he's hiding from. So don't expect repercussions. He's either playing 40 chess or is completely full of it.
Oh man, that sounds about right, honestly.
I think
I'd go for completely
she's
full of it.
yeah. I think she's just kind of like riding her. Like she's just. I don't even know how to explain it correctly in words.
She is like, she's playing her hand, and like the cards aren't like there. Like the Joker is not on her deck, and she needs it for the flush. You know.
She's going with the Nyaru plan, which is she doesn't really have a plan. She just hopes it works
Yeah.
out.
Exactly. And much like Nyaru, it works out incredibly.
Okay.
Every single time.
Sure.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is where I said homewrecker established, by the way.
Fucking a homewrecker spotted.
Also, she had one of the funniest lines, which I'm sure in Japanese it was probably funnier. But she was like, "I'm gonna get Legoshi to notice me. You'll see." And I was just like, "Notice me, Legoshi senpai."
Unironically, just straight up notice me senpai shit.
I was like, "Notice me, senpai." And I was like, "Oh my god, they literally did the thing. They did the thing right there. They did the notice me,
Just
senpai."
straight
already.
up. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, let's go on with Legoshi then. And he's like trying to talk with Haru, and it's going fucking horribly. And it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, his talks with Haru always go terribly. And then her talks with
I've heard people
him.
say they have like negative chemistry.
They have like this weird chemistry.
I feel like these people probably should not be together, but you know what? As long as they like it, you know?
It was like Judo has like no chemistry with Legoshi either. I think that's just because Lugia has no game.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Lugosi has no game. He needs to be the one being pursued, right?
Yeah, like he ain't
he
got
needs a
no game.
strong, confident animal to like, say push him to a wall and tell him to bite them.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that.
And then
Yeah.
I could look at them and be like, God, I wish that was me.
And then this episode it ends on that blackout, right? Because they're all at
Yes.
the
Yeah,
place,
the
and then the
fucking
place goes.
blackouts.
The blackout happens, and like all the nocturnal animals are surrounding all the like non-nocturnal animals because they can't
Yeah.
see.
And
And
it's like, oh,
this is
I
what
got.
this is where I wrote. From what I've seen in this show, most police and security tends to be handled by carnivores in this show, which
Oh,
are
yeah.
all fucking mostly like night hunters, so they can all see it at night.
Yeah, makes
The mayor
sense.
was here taking care of this, making sure that nothing kind of went wrong. This should not be an issue.
Like, I completely believe it's like, oh yeah, you get like the big strong animals to do it, right? But there's probably like a Judy Hopps in there somewhere. And yes, I am
No,
referencing Zootopia in this review.
obviously. But no, that's just like from what I was seeing, and I'm like, this is like, I feel like this problem could be squashed in this world in 5 seconds flat.
Here's the flip side, dirty cops.
Also, why does nobody have flashlights?
Good question.
They have phones, so they have to have phone like
They've got like lanterns and stuff, and it's like, yeah, they probably have flashlights. They just don't have them right now.
I was very confused about that.
It's
But
fine. All that matters is that it's like the lights go out and
he
Lugosi's
goes
like, I
looking
gotta
for
save Haru.
Haru. Yeah,
And he
he goes
gets
looking
to
for
her
Haru.
and she hears him coming and she's like, ah, Lewis, thank
Lewis,
God, and
you
hugs him.
saved
And it's like,
me.
oh, it's
He's
like
like,
that, is
oh,
it?
I see how it is. And then
Oh.
like, and he doesn't really say anything, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." And then Juno walks around the corner and is like, "Target acquired."
Joe walks around the corner like, I know that scent anywhere.
And Juno just like pops around the corner and she's like, "Target locked. Must destroy."
Homewrecker.exe has been activated. It's just scrolling down the list of things to say, and it just says, fuck you, asshole.
Fuck you, asshole. Yeah, and then that leads into episode 9.
Yes,
Right.
the one where,
It's called Into the Lion's Den, but I called it Goon Squad.
the one where every single thing goes wrong.
Yeah, all the bad stuff happens in this episode.
Yeah.
We also this episode actually opens up with Luce's backstory.
Oh yeah, yeah. I finally understand why Lewis is like the way he is.
Yeah, this is. You want to know some of the things I wrote here?
Sure,
One
go
of them
for it.
is Luce hating on number 4 like Mista. Which I also think number 4 means death in Japan. So
Oh
I think
yeah,
that's like
because
a
it's like
symbolic
she.
number. It's a symbolic number that he is, in a way, right?
Yeah, because it's like I forget how you actually like write it, but I believe you use the character for she, and she is death.
Yeah, and I just love that. The first thing that I thought about when he was like, "Oh, I hate that number," I was like, "Luce hating on number 4 like Mister." But I also wrote, "Oh no, Luce had a shitty backstory. So
Yeah.
sad. Boo hoo. He's still a prick."
Lewis's backstory of my dad is crazy and they were trying to just feed me to the cats and my dad gave me a light knife and I
It
tried
wasn't
to off myself and he was
my
like, "That's my boy,
adopted
you
dad.
keep doing that."
My adopted dad. Because
Yeah.
he was just like in a cage, I
He is
guess.
such a broken fucking baby. I love
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. And I still don't.
It's like, hey, why is like Lewis have this whole like weird thing about carnivores where he's like, I need to see your true nature? Oh,
Yeah.
because as a kid they literally nearly murdered him and he was just surrounded by them being like evil shit bags.
Boo-hoo. I feel so bad for him. If you
Lewis
tell,
just
I'm being sarcastic.
Lewis just seeing like all these carnivores, like he sees Lugosi trying to act nice, and he's like, "I know your instincts. I know this isn't what you people are like."
Yeah, he's such an asshole. He's like, oh, I know
Yeah,
this is what you people are like, so therefore I'm gonna judge all carnivores like this. And I'm like, okay, whatever, prick.
yeah, bear your fangs on me, and he sees the fangs, and he sees his own reflection in them, and he sort of like freaks out a little. Remember?
Yeah, because he's a pussy.
Yeah, cause he like, he just he's like this guy doesn't want to fight, and he's like, oh, maybe he's not like the others from my past trauma. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like he wants that confirmation more than anything else. It feels like.
I just feel like maybe it's a bit late for his backstory. I feel like maybe if it was a bit earlier, I probably would have felt more sympathy for him. But this entire show has just been driving me against this character. I hate him so much.
You really hate Lewis, don't you?
I do.
You
I
hate
really do.
like why do you hate this man so much?
He's just such an asshole for no reason.
I mean, it seems like we have established he has a pretty good reason for it.
So he doesn't like attempt to change it. Like Lugosi's obviously not like that, and he's like, nah, he is.
Yeah, Lugosi's following his instincts, and Lewis is just fueled by emotional trauma. And he's like, I will turn this into my strength in the most unhealthy way possible.
Yeah, he's an unhealthy mess, and I hate him. And
If
he's
there's...
just and he takes out his own problems on everybody else, and that makes him a bad person.
If there's anything that's gonna make you hate Lewis, it's the fact that he's like, oh, we have to save Haru, she's just been kidnapped, and then the mayor's just like, oh yeah, let's just not, people go missing all the time. You have to think of your stats as like upperclassmen, you all be the Beastar, don't you?
We'll get to that one, right? But yeah. This is also when I realized that Tem is still a plot line.
Oh yeah,
that's the thing.
He's just kept like giving flowers to Tim's grave all this time, even after everyone stopped caring about it.
And then carnivores are also just trying to kill Lewis, and Lugosi stops this one guy, and he gets like this whole thing. But this is also a scene that I thought was kind of funny because he's monologuing in his head, which every anime character does.
Yeah.
But he also gets knocked. He gets punched in the face while monologuing in his head. And I was like, yo, that guy broke the cardinal rule of anime. You're not allowed to hit people while they're monologuing.
Lugosi's trying to monologue about his feelings, and he's like, I think my strength is a carnivore. I should use it to actually help Lewis. Maybe this is what I'm actually meant to do. And the guy just socks him in the nose and runs the fuck away.
I will use my strength as a carnivore to save Lewis. Just fucking knocked. And I was like,
I fucking love this show. 10 out of 10. One interesting plot point that goes fuck all nowhere. It's like there are carnivores after Lewis's life, and they're trying to assassinate him.
It really definitely meant so much to the rest of the plot of the next,
I love this show. The plot is all the fuck over the place. They're riding by the seat of their pants, and they're making it work, but holy shit.
I wrote something about that. We'll get to that most likely after the break. whatever. But this is where was I? Yeah, right. He got smacked while monologuing, which was pretty funny to me.
Of course, yeah, as you do.
And Goshi trying to get his feelings out. Why did I write that? What happens there? Sorry, I just forgot like what happened in this scene.
Yeah, it's like I don't think there's much else that happens after this. It's just like this, and then
This
Haru gets
episode-
kidnapped, right?
Yeah, like not much really happens in this scene. Like Legoshi keeps trying to talk to Haru, but it doesn't happen. And then she's like chilling in at trees, right? And then out of
Yeah.
nowhere, the fucking goon squad pops up.
Just broad daylight, and suddenly the
Like,
Yakuza
Nacho
appeared.
bitch. Just like out of nowhere, Mr. Snatcho bitch and his bros come out of nowhere.
Like, basically just run up and grab her with a big burlap sack levels of just gooning.
I honestly kind of wrote like, I was like, Secret Service snatch and grab. If I write about the mayor, I'm gonna be fucking mad.
Man, it's intended to show Lugia is on par with the average shonen protagonist. I think it's meant to show that he's on the wrong track, right? Like, it doesn't let him have this moment in dignity. It's like, oh, this is not what you're, like, meant to do. You're taking the wrong lesson away from this.
Maybe both of those sound like great things. I just thought it was really fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's like cardinal rule of anime. You know when they hit people while they're monologuing? That's like attacking while they're transforming. That's like attacking while transforming. It's like against the rules.
I forget. I think there was like, I think it was like one of Beauchart's like short campaigns or some shit. It was like the first like D&D campaign I played with the people in like Cookie server, where it's like there's a villain who just started monologuing, and immediately I was just like, oh yeah, I attacked them, and everyone else was like, yeah, I do this, I cast this spell, I do this action, let's go. And it's like, oh well.
Times in a boost game too.
Yeah. And we just fucking destroyed him in like one round. Like we beat him before he could even really do anything.
The end of this episode though is like as it goes on. This is where we meet the Yakuza gang or whatever, the mob guys.
Yeah.
As I called them, the Goon Squad.
Yeah, Shishigumi specifically.
Yeah, the Shishigumi. I called them the Goon Squad.
Yes.
So, hence the title of the episode. I called Goon Squad.
Honestly, Goon Squad might be more appropriate than you'd expect.
I know. And then there's the whole scene with this lion guy being weird.
Yeah, the lion mayor.
Not the lion mayor, the head Yakuza guy, I guess.
Yeah, because so it's like their boss is a gourmet, and they capture Haru to eat her, and the boss is like, "Oh, don't worry, you're not gonna be in any like danger here. Now take off your clothes." And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm not interested in you as like a woman. I just want to marinate you."
Yeah, now go get in the bath.
Go get in the bathtub so I can add seasonings.
You're like, what the fuck is going on here?
They really did not have to, but they really wanted to.
I was like, this scene makes me really uncomfortable, and it's not really working for me.
I don't think it's supposed to be comfortable. I think it's supposed to be like really fucking weird and creepy.
No. Like, by the way, going back, also looking through the episode just now because I was had it open just looking through stuff. There's monkeys here. I see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's monkeys. They're working on the stage. They're climbing the rafters and the steel beams and stuff. So there are monkeys in this world.
I see one of the teachers is fucking it's like
one of the teachers later on is the blue-faced baboon thing.
Yeah, it's like a howler monkey or something.
But after the weird scene with Haru is also where the mayor shows up and is like, really weird because you look at him and he still looks like a stuffed animal, but he's also like, how about you just don't look for the lost girl? I don't care. I'm a bad guy, kind of.
Listen, we can't afford to track down every animal that goes missing. Let's just let them have this one. And he like rips up the little like note they
Yeah.
left.
He rips up the note and throws her shoe out.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Shake my hand, and we'll never have to we'll never talk about this again.
Like
Look at my
Lewis is
funky
like, he
teeth."
seems, to his credit, he is very hesitant to like agree to this.
Yeah, well, that's also a thing. He is very hesitant to agree to this, but the fact is that he agrees to it, like
And now Lewis
100%.
is like on the path to the darkness.
Not even on the path to darkness. He's just continuing down the path of being an asshole.
Because it's like this entire time, Lewis is like,
He's
oh,
clearly
I have to
upset
be
about it.
like in the face of the public, I have to be the guiding light of the school, I have to da-da-da.
Which
And
is so
Lugosi's
stupid.
been living in the shadows, and now Lugosi is to go into the shadows to save his girl, and then he comes out and he like joins the light, and now Lugosi's the big hero and the big center of attention, and Lewis shirks off into the darkness to be forgone by everyone else.
Yeah, this is also where it was fucking awesome because Luz got decked by Lugosi, and I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
I was literally like, snap his neck, Lugosi. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, Lewis is just like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, we don't have to, and he's like, you can tell he's not into it, but he's like making himself believe it. He's like, just, this happens all the time, it's not worth it. We need to think of the public, and we have to protect them, and we protect society. Can you imagine if people heard there was a kidnapping, what they do? And Lugosi's just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Just punches him
And he
out.
punches him in the face, and then
Completely
they get into a
deserved.
fight. And then they get into a fight, which I'm
Yeah.
like, finally, not finally, and like, oh, I liked it, but finally, there was like the deer showing his strength.
Yeah.
But also, I was like, he stands for really shit, like, oh, look at me, I stand for change, and I'm gonna change the world. But really, all he's doing is repeating a vicious cycle of violence.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I was like, this is why I don't like him.
Oh no,
He
yeah.
thinks he stands for something, but he stands for nothing, and it pisses me
Yeah.
off.
It's like, this is the scene where it's like he gives in and he compromises on his beliefs. And it's like, damn, Lewis. Damn.
Like, I was like, this is why you're the worst.
Oh
Like,
no, little Lay. It seems you have misunderstanding. I do want your vibe, but not that way.
yeah.
On the path of high society negligence, arguably a worse one. Heard that this is a frequent criticism of Japanese culture. Shin Godzilla wielded it like a hammer. Yes.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
Just
People
like,
interrupt.
yeah.
It never happened.
This shit
Yeah.
needs to change, and we're just stuck in our ways, and people are suffering, and they're like, maybe what we need right now is more complacency, which is a lesson that is very not relevant to me in America right now. Holy crap, anyways.
I was just like he thinks he's all that and top game and like, oh, look how awesome, which by the way, top game, ha ha ha, funny.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that.
This
but,
is why I've got bomb game.
That isn't even what I meant. Did you not get the joke of top game? Because game is like hunting.
I thought it was a different joke.
No, it wasn't a top joke. It was a joke about being like top of the game because never mind. I can't believe that one went over your head. That one was real simple.
Yeah, that's why I got it right.
No, you went for the dirty joke, or I was just making a never mind.
you, listen, you should know better than to wave a character as like a dom in front of me and make top jokes.
He's not a dom though. He's such a sub.
You say that, but who's pinning who on the wall, you know?
Uh,
Who's...
Pretty sure it was Juno pinning him to the floor.
Yeah, it's because Juno's more of a top than he is, just straight up.
Well, yeah. But just because one bottom tops another bottom doesn't mean that he's a top.
Honestly,
that's just a gathering of pillow princesses.
To be fair, I guess he also like just mentally overpowers the fucking tiger, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucking tops Bill. He tops a tiger.
Sure.
Works as both a hung and sex joke, and intermixing them in this series is very appropriate. Oh, heck yeah.
Very true, very true.
So yeah, Lugosi's just like, fine, I'm just gonna go find Shishigumi on my own and deal with the Yakuza by myself.
Yeah, that's where this episode ends, and he takes off. He runs to go look for Haru, I guess, and we'll bit of episode 10 here before I gotta head out for a break real quick.
Yeah, because Lugosi goes to the black market, and he really channels his inner Jean from our Pathfinder, our D&D campaign, not Pathfinder.
This episode is called A Wolves in Sheep's Clothing. I called it It's Morbid Time.
It's Morbid time?
Yes. I called it It's Morbid Time.
He really does start morbing out, huh?
Yeah, he really does in this episode.
So yeah, Lugosi goes into the black market, it goes into the criminal part of the city, and he's just randomly like, hey, have you seen the Yakuza? Hey, guy, do you know where the Yakuza are?
Speak Inferno. Just running around. Everybody.
Inferno? Hey, do you know where I could find some sailors?
Hey, do you sell drugs? Do you sell drugs? Do you sell drugs? Do you sell drugs? Like,
I'm not a narc. You're a narc. Anyways.
He's going around like just asking everybody this. Everybody. And everybody is like, get the fuck away from me. Don't say those words. Right?
I'm amazed Gohim didn't show up and like push his face into the fucking dirt right there.
Yeah, but no, he got two guys that were like, yo, I'll show you where it is. And then they went to go like rob him.
Now I'm kidding. I guess not rob him. They're gonna kill him. Is a pretty shonen move. Oh heck yeah.
True.
Yeah, they do straight up rob him. Like they steal his fucking money.
He had no money in his wallet, is what they said in my thing.
Yeah, he's got like nothing in there.
But we'll get to why he has no money in there. Maybe later.
It's such a dumb little detail, but it's so good.
It's really funny that I called back later, but this is when our Pandaren Hunter comes back.
Yeah.
Which is also really badass because he's a bamboo crossbow. What the fuck is that? Yo, that was so sick.
Gohim is like, the fucking coolest, and Gohim stonks continue to go up.
My god, what a badass.
This fucking grizzled old panda doctor that just like shows up, thruns like some guys with a fucking crossbow, and he's just like, okay, what are you doing here? You're really gonna get yourself killed, kid. And he's like, yeah, I need to find the Shishigumi. And he's like, alright, yeah, you really shouldn't mess with them. They're by the river, but yeah, you go on there, you're gonna die. He's like, oh, or by the river, eh? Which way's that? And he's drawn a little map on the car window.
Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, but it's. I just fucking love that he shows back up, man. I love this guy.
Yeah, Gohim's like, oh, you're gonna fight the mob? Okay, but I'm gonna come with you after a bit.
He's like, I wouldn't deal with them, man. I wouldn't even mess with them. And he's like, yeah, but I gotta go do it anyways. And then, like, he gets there, right?
He gets there. Immediately, there's a dude with a fucking gun.
Yeah, just pointing a gun at him. Which is what this is when he goes Morbin time, right?
Yeah, this is where Lugosi starts he starts tapping into his instincts to like try and
Yeah.
fight back. And he's
It's
just
this
like,
whole like
no,
demon possession
don't you
scene.
understand? Haru is my prey. And he just stops. He's like, oh shit, oh no.
Yeah. He has this whole like scene where he's like fucking turning into a demon.
Yeah, just straight up.
And then I love that he points the gun to the point that the guy pulls the trigger and shoots his own ear off.
Yeah.
But then it looks like because he doesn't kill the guy, and then he ends up getting the upper hand on Lugosi, right?
Yeah.
But then our boy comes back out of nowhere.
Yeah, fucking Gohim the goat. Not literally though, because there are other goats in the series.
The panda goat.
The Panda Man.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this Pandaren Hunter is my favorite. He's like 10 out of 10 boss level.
Dude. Like, Gohim's just like, oh, you're really doing this? Alright, I'm gonna help you out, kid. Let's go.
Yeah,
And
like,
they
let's do
go
this.
in. And the mission is, hey,
all
Lugosi, just like rush your way through, just get to where she's at. Gohim holds the fort behind him, just punch the shaft everyone he can see.
Yeah, I love the assault on like the mansion. It was pretty dope.
So, dude, this is so fucking cheesy. I love this shit.
It's really goofy, and it was very not like what this series was up until it, but it
Yeah,
still
before
felt
it's like it's so melancholy
it wasn't out of
and
left
like
field though.
yeah,
Like,
it's
it
really
felt
melancholy,
appropriate.
introspective, very like drama focused. Like, oh, like it's the school, and yeah, who's gonna win the love triangle? And it's like, no, fight your way through, save your fucking girl.
Yeah.
It's
And then
time to use your strength for something that matters.
Literally climbs up a boss tower.
Yeah,
Right?
like it zooms out and you see that their hideout is like a 5-story pagoda, just straight up.
Yeah, and so they gotta fight their way up this like tower to the final boss to rescue the princess at the end.
Fucking action music, and he's like, I gotta save my fucking girlfriend if it kills me.
Yeah, and then the lions start like punching Panda Dude in the face and stuff,
Dude,
and then like he comes back and takes a punch for him. I was like, what a Chad.
It's so awesome, and I might relate to way more than one thing about the scene. But yeah, it's freaking rad. And he does his little character arc. And he's like, I'm gonna like, yeah, I had to tap into my instincts and use like the power of love to literally fuel me because I smell her hormones and that's driving me on. And you see the effect where he like starts beasting out the first time, where it's like there's the veins that go across his body and shit, and it's like, okay, yeah, no, he's literally like beasting out just to fight harder to save her.
Yeah, he's going Morbing in this episode.
He's Morbing out.
Full Wolfman. He goes full Wolfman.
Oh man.
Which is then what I mean, it was interesting and a cool way to get her backstory. But this is also like where we just kind of like stop all the interesting fighting, and it's just like, oh, by the way, this is my backstory.
Yeah, we hard cut to Haru writing a will in her head, unironically, is like it cuts to her naked, being like pulled around and like tortured by a lion man.
Very weird. Very, very weird.
Yeah. The psychosexual fucking like hunt sexual fucking whatever the crap this series is going for is really just like in full display right now.
Yeah, like it was definitely. I was like, oh my god, I hope like this is, where is this going?
Dude, when we stopped episode 6, did you expect we would get like fist fight up the fucking Yakuza tower?
No, I tell you, I really didn't expect half of what happened in this half.
I've heard people say the story goes off the rails in a good way. This is exactly what they're talking about. This
It
came
really
out
does
of
go
nowhere
off the
and it's
rails.
great.
Yeah,
But
she fights back for a hot second, but
yeah.
that's very quickly squashed until Lugia shows back up.
This is straight up Yakuza. Just straight up Yakuza 0, you know?
Yeah,
Bonds,
because like, and
complicated
then
relationships, and social intrigues are usually intermingled in the best story.
yeah,
Dude,
this is
Kiryu
where
would
like
totally be like a tiger, wouldn't he?
bro jumps in like a fucking superhero.
Yeah. I feel like Kiryu would be a tiger, and then Majima would be some kind of, like, lizard, right?
But when why would Carrie would probably be a lizard because it literally means dragon.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, and then... I don't know, for some reason, like, being a tiger feels like it fits him more. I don't know. Well. Because Mom has to be the crouching tiger, and Mom has to be the hidden dragon, right? Right?
Sure.
Just the little, like, insured, whatever the fuck you say, but...
You got it, babe. You say whatever.
I like tigers.
I can tell.
See, they find their way up the fucking den of lions, unironically.
Yeah, they just fight all these lions, which is super badass.
And Haru fights the will in her head, and she's like, oh, yeah, I'm totally... Like, she is, like... Her depression is on full display right now. She is fully accepted. Oh, yeah, I'm probably going to die here. And she, like, you know, thinks of, like, you know, Lewis for a second. But then she imagines Legoshi's the one that's really there to comfort her. And she's like, oh, I guess I really do care about him more after all, huh? Why is he showing up here?
The favorite scene from the hyenas in the Lion King.
Yes.
Is when the lion's just getting wrecked.
The fucking lions just find Goheen, and they start, like, socking him in the fucking nose. And he's like, oh god, my bare nerve endings are in there. Oh shit. And he starts fighting back.
And like, oh god, she takes a punch for him, and it's pretty dope.
I
but
love
he's like,
this,
what are you doing, bro? Go up there and save your girl.
I love that they have, like, shonen weaknesses and shit, but it's, like, based on, like, their animal biology. It's like, yeah, you gotta use those jaws, Legoshi. That's your best weapon as a wolf. You have to use them or you're not gonna win this fight.
Bite him in the neck.
You have to use the secret technique of going for the jugular and ripping the fucking meat out of him.
Before we get to episode 11 and 12, I have to go do my like normal 10 o'clock thing. So.
Oh yeah, this is just like the show. This is the perfect time to keep you in suspense.
Yeah, I'm afraid we're gonna have to keep you in suspense. In suspense, but
Wait, in suspense.
I guess entertain you while I'm gone.
Oh boy. I fucking love this show. I really do. I feel like Phustus, I'm sure, isn't gonna be as high on this. Yeah, for multiple reasons, probably. I don't care. This is fucking great. Just like, yeah, just straight up like, find your... Maybe this is bad, and I'm gonna give the worst fucking advice. Sex pits is what the British used to tip their booty calls. You find yourself a man that's gonna be stupid and obsessive enough to fight a bunch of lions for you and save you from the Yakuza. And maybe if that works out, hope he's not a horrible person. And then you'll be good. I'm getting real. If someone's like, she belongs to me, she's my prey, hot, but also massive fucking warning sign. There are so many red flags right now. Holy crap. just like Lugosi would like just anyone from the outside hears that shit, yeah, you're in prison. You are not being the allegations. Just hard confirmed, this is a predator thing as well as a sex thing. It is literally both. You cannot deny it anymore. Like, just subconsciously, it's there. You're like, you demand her. She belongs to you. And that is so fucking unhealthy. But you know what? I love it. It's fine. I think this show honestly does a really good job of tackling, like, all these different, really complicated issues. And at the same time, it's like, it's not really like, making a big, like, moral stance about it, as much as it's just, like, showing different perspectives on these things through the characters, where it's like, oh, like, is this something that can work out? And there's people who are like, oh, maybe, and there's also people who are like, this is fucking, yeah, this is dangerous, don't do that. And it's like, yeah, the truth probably somewhere in between, but hey, yeah, it's down to the person, it's down to the individuals. Society, like, determines how you act, but doesn't determine the person you're going to be. Like, it's still down to you as, like, an animal to actually, like, decide for yourself where you want to draw that line and defy against your instincts and be someone you want to be. Most frequently engage in monogamy, and since his predatory instincts are mixing with his sex drive, this sentiment is understandable. Yeah, that makes sense. Is this where the thing comes from, where it's like, oh, what if the wolf, like, marks you and you belong to him now and he's like doming you and blah 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 blah? I'm just gonna let that sit. Don't ask me where I heard that. Don't ask me if I even believe it, it's fine. But yeah, that makes sense if it's like there actually is some biological, like, at least like folklore-sized biological element to like, oh, this is why it's like, wolves are like seen as like domineering and the cause this. Friggin' Beastars, everybody. Friggin' Beastars. As there else I'm ready to talk about right now. Yeah. As well, like, acknowledge just the entire time. They're like, oh, Haru's like gonna be so scared and useless. And she literally survives through the power of fucking trash talk. Because she kicks the cane out, and she's like, oh, I hadn't been, like, afraid at all. I've been trash talking it up. Yeah, and fuck you, old man. I'm gonna taste horrible. So come on, eat me, you little shit. I'm gonna taste worse by the second. And it's like, damn. Like, just kind of throws him off for a second. And it's like, oh yeah, I don't know what's working as a stall tactic. Yeah, fucking full circle. Good on her. Listen, we stan Haru. We stand a trash talk queen. Remind us to start with eggs, and now we're talking about food and sex, yeah. It's all just food and sex, the primal desires. I definitely have mixed feelings if someone fought off a mafia branch to save me. I'm gonna be real, just that on its own, no other strings attached. Fucking yeah, do it. Yes. I'm like, dude, that'd be so fucking hot. You're just like your boyfriend's being a fucking knight and they just fight their way through everyone, just literally go on like a suicide run to save you, and they're just like all beat up and shit, and they look like the fucking guy from a Die Hard. There's like, oh yeah, if you're like just murder a fucking man and save your life. Let's go. Just find yourself a man willing to put blood on his hands for you. Okay, maybe don't. That's horrible advice, but still. I like the recurring thing of every time I'm just casually like, oh yeah, I like this thing, this is romantic, be like this, and it's the worst fucking advice that would just get you killed. Do not take me seriously, I am an experienced fucking goober. It would be a huge turn, but the resulting guilt would be overwhelming. How can I protect someone like that from themselves? Part of the appeal kind of is, yeah, like they're fucking like they're broken, and you're just like, that's fine, I can complete you and just to keep you in order. Oh man, I'm such a fucking sub, holy shit. It's like, what happens if, like, Lugosi's like, oh, I'm the one that hurt Haru this entire time. Oh, like, I have no idea what the crap he'd do. It probably wouldn't be, like, that's not how that works. What, they're a broken person and you're like, I will complete you with, like, my being there to be in the relationship? No. Listen, a girl's got a dream, right? A girl can dream. I got my horny bingo list out. I filled out all the slots for characters I'm into. I looked at it. I thought about it. And it's like, I got some fucking problems, dude. I got a fucking problem. I got multiple fucking problems. And it's okay. It's probably not okay, but it's fine. It's fine enough. Hopefully. Oh, man. Dude. If you can't rely on someone who's mentally ill, who can you rely on? Jesus. Dude, I'm looking back, it's like, oh yeah, fucking no wonder I like this show so much. No wonder this season clicked with me so much. And if Phustus doesn't want to keep going after these 6 episodes, that's totally fine. I got what I came here for. It's only gonna go downhill from here, honestly. But hey, it is what it is. I'm all in if he is. I'm up for whatever. Dude, we are going to get answers. They will not be satisfying, but at least Lewis has a great arc next season. On the flip side, Phustus hates Lewis, so, good luck with that. It will not endear him to the guy. It will only be like, I guess we're spending more screen time on this character. Oh, man. If nothing else, I feel like after, like, episode 11, Lewis has to be redeemed, right? There's no other way to look at it. It's like, sure, willing to just, like, let her die? Solve that shit by the end. Let's go.
Okay, I'm back.
So yeah, Lugosi just bites a lion in the jugular and rips his fucking aorta out.
Yeah, that's how this episode 11 opens.
Yeah.
Actually, it opens on Beatley died. No.
No. Oh right, yeah, the beetle died.
It's symbolic.
Because Los Degoshi's a fucking, like, low-key autistic, troubled kid that is a hyperfixation for bugs or something. Or at
Oh
least
yeah,
you could
that.
read it that way.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Also, it's like his him. Anyways, I can't
It's
really explain
literally
it.
his pet beetle.
It's his pet beetle that he got when he was like, I can take care of small things. He got it when he first met Haru because he was like, I'm a monster. I attacked her, and then he was like, see, I can take care of small things.
Yes. Am I wrong, or is that the beetle he was like playing with in like episode 1?
Uh, I th- I don't know if it was if it was the same beetle in episode 1, but you do see him like feeding him
Yeah.
in a couple of episodes. You see him
Yeah.
playing with this little beetle in a container.
He's like, it's so thematically telling because he's like, oh yeah, this beetle is like my friend. I'd take care of small things, and it's to show I'm the sensitive sided. And Jack's like, that's really cool. Yeah, so I guess you like really like you. He must really like you, huh? And Legoshi's like, probably not. I'm doing this completely for myself. This is a purely selfish act. And
Yeah,
you
this is
think
this
about
is
it for a
mine.
second, and it's like, oh. Oh yeah, this is how you feel towards Haru, isn't it? Are you really into it for her, or is it because of your instincts and your ego, you know? Or are you doing this for you to prove that you are not like the other carnivores?
Baron's making excuses for Lewis.
Giving up on Haru is the only real skill he's done for what I've heard up to this point. The rest could be at least partially excused by his childhood adopted father's influence. Yes.
You can't excuse things like that just because somebody had a bad childhood. You should probably try to grow up and be a better person and stop being a
I
fucking
should
useless piece of shit
I
and a
should
waste of skin.
mention the fraying of Lewis is directly that. That's like, oh, he's kind of unhinged, but he's like not a bad guy. He's just this weird, like, he's a thematic antagonist, you know? Like,
He's
he's
not a
not
bad
like,
guy.
yeah,
It's
he's not
just a
directly against
useless
anyone. He doesn't really
waste of
do
space.
anything horrible. He's just like, I oppose you on an ideological level, and I'm going to make you confront the reality of what you are, you know?
Yeah, he's just kind of an asshole for no reason, and
Yeah,
that kind of makes him more of an asshole.
he's just kind of like an egotistical douchebag, and I'm here for it.
I can't stand it.
He's very full of himself. It's great.
I can't stand his ego.
Yeah. Because he has to be the perfect, and he has to never let the mask slip.
Yeah, he always has to be the center of fucking attention. I'm like, God, I hate people like this.
Yeah, it's great. He's got like live up to everyone's standards.
He really doesn't.
Like,
He just
I need to
imagines that.
bear the weight of like Haru disappearing, and as
He
he's
doesn't-
doing it, he's like, "This isn't right. This is not what I should be doing right now."
Yeah, he thought that for like 5 seconds.
So yeah, Lugosi goes to fight an old lion man, and you see like as he squares up to fight him, like he throws his shirt at Haru so she won't be naked first.
Yeah, he's in a wife beater, and when he goes to square up with his fist, the little beetle ghost flies away, and then his eyes go red, and he goes like full wolf on this dude.
Yeah, it very
Which I was
much
like, that's
feels
so cute.
It feels like it's signifying either like, this is where he dies or like the death of innocence or something. Because it literally like leaves him.
I think it's to like almost signify that he can like be a wolf and also be what he wants to be at the same time.
Yeah, I would completely believe this is like meant to be like the death of innocence. Because it's like
almost an acceptance of the violence.
Yeah, like he accepts what he is and what he has to do, and you see it fly away, and it's like, you can't pretend anymore. You can't just do this for yourself. You have to, like, show your true colors if you want to stand by your beliefs, if you want to stand by your resolve.
This is also where he kind of learns that he can, like, use his violence for good things.
Yeah.
So it's like, go be a cop.
You can... Funny you should say that.
Because he's just Big B Wolf
Listen,
from Always watched
Beastars
that
is
show.
such a fucking noir series. It gets so much noir feeling in season 2. Holy crap.
Like, I was watching some of these scenes. I was like, this is just like watching The Wolf Among Us, the video game.
Oh yeah.
Was it The Wolf Among Us? I can't remember.
Probably.
Blue would know. It's based off of the comic book called Fables. But
Oh,
like the
is
main
it?
character, his name is Big B Wolf because he's the big bad wolf
Oh, okay,
from like
that's
the
the Wolf
fairy
Among
tales.
Us, yeah.
From the fairy tales.
Oh god. I
Yeah,
should play that game sometime.
it's really good. It's really good.
But yeah, so Lugosi he gives it a like fights the lion man and he just goes for the fucking throat and just just goes full beast mode. Notably does not swallow, but his mouth is drenched in fucking blood.
He rips a dude's throat out and I was like, fuck yeah.
And he's like, it's okay, let's go, we're safe now. And they start
and
leaving.
then they hug each other. There's like a
Yeah.
hug, and I was like, now kiss, but don't actually. He's got someone else's blood in his mouth.
Now kiss, except maybe wait a bit. You are very
Except
naked.
maybe wait until she's like, both of you maybe
Dude.
had a shower.
Dude, I'm just like, someone's just like fucking like save me naked from the fucking lion den, and they're like, I'm good, let's go. It's like, damn.
Yeah, that's why I wrote. Look, that's why I wrote in like the last episode. At the last thing that I wrote about was like, Lugosi is officially a fucking superhero. Like he kind of like meets most of the criteria for like most of, like he could be the Punisher.
Oh my god.
Just like an anti-hero, I guess, or whatever.
But the boss of the lions,
he's
the
not
boss
actually
of
dead.
Shishigumi isn't dead yet, and he
didn't
gets
rip out
up.
his throat.
Yeah, he gets up,
thought
and
he
his
did.
like throat was ripped out. And
He says that he didn't even rip out his throat. He said he didn't go for the killing bite. He just bit his shoulder. You can see it.
Oh man.
But he comes up and then he's on the balcony. He's gonna shoot him, and then
Yeah,
this is where I was like,
little...
yeah, Panda Boy, but it wasn't.
I like the little detail that it's like one of his like arms is fucked up because of like
so he has to bite the gun.
Yeah, he just bites the top of the gun to like reload it, to like
yeah.
click it as he takes aim.
Yeah, and then he gets his hand, like his gun, shot out of his hand by Lewis, and Lewis is like, "Look, I'm here being cool."
Lewis is here to be the fucking coolest.
And he really is, and he's here to like be here pointlessly. Like everything's already done.
He's here to be the fucking coolest, and he has a fucking gun.
Yeah, he has a gun. I was like, "Lol, he has a gun." That's funny. But I was also like, "This isn't like you're trying to make him so cool, but he's not. This isn't making him cool." Like
It's
he
pretty cool.
He literally shows up at the end, and it's like, "Look, see, he does care." It's like, no, he doesn't. He showed up at the end.
Yeah, look how much he cared enough to get one of their fucking guns and save them.
The fact that he picked up a gun and shot the gun out of that guy's hand is a coincidence. I'm not even taking it as he saved Lugosi. That was a coincidence.
Just straight up, he did not plan to do that. That's your takeaway?
No, that was a coincidence. He just showed up and then like shot these guys because he stole his girl.
He's just firing in air, doing nothing. He just happens. Alright.
He purposely shot the guy's gun to disarm him, but it was complete happen chance that he was going to shoot Lugosi before that. He didn't think that he was saving anyone.
No, we all know. We know that this is
Clearly not.
unironically like, yeah, he saw that they were like fucking leaving, and he's like, I have to do something, and his conscience got the better of him, and he left after Lugosi, tracked him down, and showed up late to the fight to help out.
I get that, but I don't even believe that he did help out there when it looks
Oh
like he's
no, not
supposed to be
until the
helping out.
end.
He didn't. He didn't help out. That last shot was a coincidence. 100%.
It's as destructive, especially self-destructive. People are no less beasts than the things they tame or hunt, whether they are anthropomorphic or conventional. Well said.
And then he has this whole like breakdown moment where he like
Yeah.
laughs crazily, and then like
Lewis is just like, oh yeah, you all like eat me, don't you? Come on, say it. Say it. And he's like, he just blows the dude's fucking brains out. It's like, holy shit.
That doesn't even happen. He already shot the other guy, right? But then the other goon squad rolls in, and then he's like, "Oh, go ahead, you guys want to eat me?" And then literally the scene ends.
I'm number 4. Item number 4. I'm small and weak, but I can guarantee I'm tasty. Don't leave anything other than the antlers. Devour gratefully.
And then the scene ends. And I'm like, okay. Well, I can't wait to get
so good.
Can't wait to get back to that cool scene where he just like blows those guys away. That never fucking happens.
I'm gonna be real. If we continue to season 2, you will totally get back to that scene.
Whatever.
we will totally see how that plays out, and it's way more interesting than you'd expect.
I don't care.
I doubt you'll care. Dude, season 2 is like the Lewis season, just straight up. Lewis is the big player, and Lugosi's just off on the side, just jerking off.
Great.
Not literally, but yeah.
I'm so excited for the next season.
I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to.
Give it a shot.
Listen, yeah, the gig of this podcast is if you don't want to go another 6 episodes, you can just say no. And yeah, that's fair. That's like a fair judgment.
I'll give the second season a shot, but because like this was alright. But yeah, I literally wrote here, fuck off, Lewis, you wasted skin, goddamn weirdo.
Yeah, he's so cool though. Lewis's fucking gun is the stuff memes are made of.
It's a gun that he just picked up off the ground.
It's the great equalizer.
It's like not even.
It's not even a special gun. It's just the fact that like Lewis is a fucking gun.
When I first saw him with it, I was like, okay, that's weird. It's weird seeing him with a gun, but I was like, I guess it makes sense because it was weird seeing the lions with guns. Just seeing guns in this world is kind of weird.
Yeah, because it's like they're not super common because it's like Japan, so of course, but it's like, yeah.
Like also, I'm thinking about it. Like you know the line. What was it? It's like a quote from. Like an Old West quote almost. It's like
yes, I know exactly the one.
God made men and women different, but Samuel Colt made them even. Right?
Yeah. God made men and women, but Smith and Wesson made all men equal.
Yeah, made everybody equal because like it's just a funny quote because I was thinking about that. I was like, if there are guns in this world, then why would herbivores ever be afraid of carnivores?
Yeah, you just take out your fucking piece and suddenly your strength doesn't matter as much, huh?
Yeah. Okay, how about you run at me while I put fucking 9 bullets in your face?
The reason is literally because it is implied Japan.
Because gun.
Because Japan, so it's like, oh, are you a criminal? You're not gonna have a gun. Get out of here.
I mean, how fucking crazy would it have been to watch Lou score somebody with his antlers?
How funny would it be if, like, fucking Juno tried to dom Lewis, and he just, like, reached into his pocket, pulled
He
that
pulled out a
fucking
gun.
piece, get
I'd be
off
like,
of
where'd you
me.
get that, bro? The great equalizer.
May show up late to the party, but this is him striking back at the sort of people that planned to farm him as a child. He's rebelling against his
Yeah,
complacent
that's
authority figures, and his
that's
life
more
behind
of what I got.
stress he must uphold. Exactly.
And what
And
I got out of this is that he was taking it his own form of revenge. Just had nothing to do with Haru and
yeah,
stuff. Like it was a portion of it, but this is his own bullshit going on here.
he's fine against the authority figures to, like, go against the status quo, and that gets so interesting in season 2 because
I'm
that
sure.
message gets kind of fucked.
I'm sure.
Oh man, I can't wait for us to watch 6 episodes of season 2, and you're like, oh, I hate Lewis so much. I wish I didn't do this.
I'll try to like him.
You'll give him a fair chance.
I gave him a fair chance, and he has not impressed me this entire season.
Not even when he pulled out gun and killed the
No,
guy.
when he pulled that gun, I was just like, go away.
Oh man, I can't wait
And
for the more of the
if you
adventures
wanted
of
somebody
Lewis and
to,
his gun.
if you wanted somebody to show up and save him too, it might as well have been the panda guy because we didn't get an answer. What happened to him?
Yeah, he is sort of left. Like, he
Yeah.
left a little, like, bamboo arrow in the doorway with a little note that says, like, good luck with the fight or something.
Yeah, like he just left. He's like gone.
They don't even stop to
disappeared.
read it, it's just there.
If he just disappeared, and like, I was like, it would have been better if he was there, because Luz had no reason to be in this. There's no reason for him to be here,
And that's when we
other than to
learn.
have him in a scene with a gun.
And that's when we learn that, like, fucking Lugosi's just, like, you know, as dinner with Haru. He kept his money in his fucking shoe like an old man.
Where he's kept his money because his grandpa told him to keep it in his shoes. That's why he didn't have any money when he got robbed earlier.
Yeah. That plot point needed to be addressed so bad.
I can't believe that, like, literally got brought up, though. Like, I was like, what a pointless, but, like, I guess that plot point paid off.
And, like, Lugosi is ironically, like... Well, first they're like, oh, well, it's getting really late. We have to find somewhere to stay for the night, of course.
Yeah,
and Haru's like, oh, I know a place we would stay for cheap. Here's a love hotel.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like, they have to bunk up at a love hotel. How tropey.
I want to note, while they're, like, discussing this, there's a dude with a fucking cat lady, like, in silhouette, like, in the foreground, like, in front of him.
it.
Yeah, like, she is, like, fucking licking him or some shit. She's going nuts.
They're just like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, she's literally, like, fucking giving him, like, a cat bath with her tongue.
Yeah. The whole time that's like right in your face, but
Yeah.
like kind of like
Totally
it's
didn't
like
notice it
literally
because I'm a
a
furry.
frame. It's like a framing bit.
Yeah.
And there's them, a wall, and then the main characters in the center.
Yeah. Oh man, and they're like, all right, well, I guess we have to. And Lugosi's
the
just
cheapest.
like, listen, hey, there's a chance. Yeah, and I just kind of went into a fight.
I got male things going on. That was my favorite line. I've got male things going on.
I got guy things happening. I want to fight. I built up a shitload of Yakuza and I've saved you. I am going fucking nuts right now. I am hard as a fucking diamond. And if we like go in there, that rock might shatter. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Shit's gonna be flying everywhere.
Yeah. which then she just kind of like pulls him in though, which leads to one of the funniest like visual metaphors, which is him just being on an escalator, being taken all the way to the top, and I
Yeah.
love the line that he says here. He's like, "There are so many floors I have to suffer through still."
Yeah. There's so many steps I haven't struggled with yet. Oh
So
no, we hadn't even really had a
it's so
date. Are we
funny.
really gonna just start fucking?
It's so funny. He's like, "Oh no, but I created this escalator myself."
He's panicking so hard, and Haru's like, "It's fine. I wanna jump on your dick."
Yeah, she's like, "I want it."
For the first time, this is like the first time Haru's been with a guy where she's been fucking nervous.
Yeah, she's. I love.
Yeah, because she actually
like,
cares.
He sits down and she's just like, fucking the bed bounces her like a mile
Yeah,
in the
it's
air.
so goofy. Dude, like they both want so. It's like he's revved up, and she's definitely fucking revved up after that shit.
Yeah, this is where I was like, what is the plot of this show anymore?
Well, the plot now is it's a porno.
Yeah, it's like, what is this show? Like, what happened? Was there a plot? I forgot.
The plot is let's follow some interesting characters and they'll take us to interesting places. This is
Okay.
definitely an interesting place to take them.
Yeah, they definitely went to an interesting place. Yeah.
So they're getting ready to do it. It's like he's filling up her fucking tits,
Yeah,
and
they
he's
go
like,
they go into the explanation too. Like all of these lines were pretty much taken from the like manga, and this is where I was like, "Are you sure this chick didn't know she was a furry? Like what furries were?"
I am, I am positive they did. The mangaka did not know until the
I
anime came out.
I don't believe you. Like
By
I
their
think
own admission, they did not know. They did
I
not have
don't
any idea.
believe her. Well, well, maybe she didn't know what it was, but she definitely was.
Did she?
Like,
I think she's had that dog in her, just like
she
Haru's
might
about
not
to
have known what
have.
it was, but she was like, "Ha ha ha, I get it." But I think she there was like something in the back of her head that was like, "Yes,
Dude,
I want this wolf to fuck this rabbit."
some people are as born and they look at animals and they're like, "Well, if that was a person, that'd be
You know,
kind of hot."
animal husbandry is about raising animals, not fucking them.
Not anymore. It's not. Not on Beastars. It ain't.
I guess you're right.
Kids have made waves with some major underground crimes syndicate. There's a chance their days are numbered. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, 100%. They took down an entire. Well, I guess they wounded an entire mafia gang, and then I'm assuming Lewis just kind of killed them
Yeah,
because
Lewis is
so badass.
Really, Gohim did most of the work, but good luck fucking with that guy. He's hardy as crap.
True, go here kind of did like most of the work.
I 100% get the impression that it's like, oh, maybe the Yakuza would like screw with Gohim, but he's so just like crazy and strong that they're like, you know what? It's really not worth it.
Yeah, I feel like it's worth not fucking with him because if we do, a couple of our guys are gonna die, and that's just like bad business.
Just straight up, like, yeah, all this guy wants to do is he just wants to be swole as fuck, and he wants to keep people from, like, eating each other in the black market and maintain order. And you know what?
Yeah.
Long as he stays out of our way, that's fine.
Which was pretty important to them because I assume the black market is partially run by these guys. So like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
You'd want like security there, and I don't think they're paying him or whatever, but like,
totally not the only group, but definitely one of the main ones for sure.
He's more useful to them alive.
Yeah.
Also, when he just kind of shows up, I don't think anybody would have expected that. They would have been like, "Wait, what the fuck are you
Oh,
doing?"
absolutely.
But he is just a fucking like sack of muscles and badass.
Yeah.
Which uh muscles and badassery, we get to the end of this episode where we think that she's gonna get that dog in her, but
Yeah,
she
Lugosi's
decides to
been
go
thirsty
into that
all
dog.
day, and he's about to lap up straight from the bowl.
Yeah, and she decides instead of getting that dog in her, she wants to get in that dog, and
Yeah. And he
I
wants
guess
her in him.
she tries to
Yeah,
get
Lugosi's instincts
eaten.
take over. It is normal that before this happens, they're like in the position, and he's like, I was the
Yeah.
one that nearly killed you that
Oh yeah,
night.
yeah. This is where she mentioned they mention it, and she's like, I had a feeling that it was you this whole time, but like I didn't like it didn't
Yeah,
seem to
she
matter.
kind of knew, but she wasn't like 100% on, you know?
She's like, I didn't know whether you wanted to like eat me or be my friend, and it was really weird.
If you look back at the subway conversation, it 100% feels like she's trying to feel him out, you know? She's like, here, remember the first time we met? And he
hmm
dodges the topic, and she's like, nah, but do you remember though? And it's like, is he gonna correct her about the
Which
thing?
he's like, oh my god, are you talking in his head? You get the like moment where he's like, oh my god, is he talking about this moment or this moment? What do I
Yeah.
do? What do I talk about? Panic button. And then she brings up the second time that they actually met, but she says it's the first, right?
Yeah, exactly.
At the garden club,
Yeah.
which is when he's like, yeah, this I that wasn't the first time we met. The first time we met, I tried to eat you, and she was like, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, in the same position as well, which is so thematic.
Yeah,
But now it's like
and
he's
there's
embracing
the big
her.
ass mirror in there, and you see the exact scene from in
I
front of the.
I love that it's like the exact scene, but the one difference is that the water fountain isn't moving, because if it was, it
Yeah,
would
it's
totally
just static.
distract from like the foreground.
Yeah, there's like though it's I thought like I wasn't really paying attention too much to the thing, but I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. And it's like,
Uh,
oh, we should do it. And they get ready, and he starts taking off her shirt, like she's
which
making noises, and they're gonna go for it,
you
and
also
then
get another funny scene of
instinctively,
his shoes falling off, and there's more money in them.
oh yeah, that's really funny that you see his
It's
shoes and there's the like wad of cash.
so stupid, but kind of funny.
And it's like he gives in. He has the moment of weakness. Instincts take over. He gets ready to start like biting her, and her instincts take over, and she's trying to like jump into his mouth. And
Yeah,
it's like, oh shit! And they have to stop themselves. Like, oh god, no!
it's like this splash screen of like her throwing her arm into his mouth, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
These kids are not all right.
Yeah, it's sort of like what is going on here, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
And I this is where I
Haru
actually
is
because like
not in danger with a K.
this is my like second batch of episodes here, I guess, right? Because I watched them in threes. But
Yeah.
I stopped here and I was like, I need to collect myself before I went to episode 12.
Oh, is it because it was getting too steamy?
No, I was just like, this is so. What the fuck is going on in this show?
Yo, you know exactly what's going on in this show.
Like,
Cause he's got that animal instincts, and he can't. He has to live in isolation because he actually can't control himself after all. And he's forced down this dark, lonely path, and he tries to open up to her because she gives him light and happiness in his world. But at the end of the day, he can't ignore what he is. Just like how he had to rely on his primal instincts to fight the mob, he's still just a wolf deep down, and they can't really be together. And Haru's like, yeah, we'd try it more, we'd like, just try some shit. Yeah, maybe if we like try again and we take it slowly. And he's
Yeah,
like,
let's
maybe
try
we
it again. It's
shouldn't
like, we shouldn't.
tonight.
Yeah, I have to let's just go to sleep, and then they go to sleep. I was like, good on you, bro. I guess.
Both you and your girl were horned up to fuck, and you went to a love hotel, and you still didn't do anything.
Yeah, and then she's like, yeah, but I feel bad, and then there's a boner joke.
If he just excused himself, ran to the bathroom, then took care of business, would he be fine afterwards? Define fine.
I don't know. Maybe he might lose his sexual attraction, but he'll still be hungry.
Dude, this is the problem, because he doesn't have his rabbit porn with him. Jack stole it.
Mm-hmm.
Jack has it with him right now.
Exactly.
Because Jack finds his rabbit porn and he's just straight up like, what the fuck is this? And Lugosi's like, oh, well, you see, there's this rabbit. And he's like, oh, thank God.
That's also where we first find, not first, but that's when we see Lugosi feeding, Heatley.
Yeah. God, Jack's such a real one. I love him.
He's inside his little, like, bed thing, right? With the covers, like the blinds closed. And like you see Jack's mouth come in and he's like feeding his like little beetle dude.
Little beetle.
Jack's like, what did you happen to like, rabbits or something? And then they get into a cute little fight. It's not really a fight.
Yeah.
That's going way adorable. Back, but it was pretty funny. Jack's such a good boy.
If Jack's last name isn't Russell or Terrier.
Oh my god. Jack Russell. Or just Jack Terrier. But this is where, like, we got in episode 12 where they decided not to do anything, right?
Yes.
But this is also where I wrote, when I took, like, the few minutes that I wrote, okay, final episode, please answer my plot questions. 1, what happened to 10? 2, will they or won't they get together? 3, what the fuck is the point of the mayor? 4, why do people like Lewis? He sucks.
I don't know if all of those are plot questions, but you get answers to some of them. I
will tell you how many of the answers I get to any of these questions by the end of this episode.
You will listen, if you want to know who the murderer is, that's season 2, baby.
Yeah, I know. Don't even remind me how, like, I was like, they didn't even, like, wrap up the main plot. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I love this series. Not the best story structure, just straight like this. Not the best told plot. Is definitely a good one.
There is no structure.
Hey, Lewis is gonna be the next Beastar. Isn't that interesting? Oh, this is gonna be so meaningful. Nar comes up again, really.
It doesn't come up until Juno says that she wants to be the Beastar, which also never comes back up again.
If anything, Lewis fucking, like, leaves. Lewis is just gone. He's not coming back to school. He's done.
Lewis has left the fucking, season.
Side note, did you catch the same thing I did?
What?
When you see the paper, and it's like headline, Ruiz missing.
No, I think I might have missed that.
It was fucking Ruiz. Because it's Ruiz. Japanese, so L's and R's.
Oh, I get it.
Ruiz.
Ruiz missing.
Yeah.
Then he gets to the hospital after that, right?
Yeah. He goes to the hospital and he's like, hey, there's the fucking, I fought the mob. And they're like, what do you mean you were out with the rabbit? And he's like, yeah, so the mob tried to kill me. And they're like, what, did you sleep together? He's like,
did you have sex with the rabbit? And they're like, yeah, but what about the Yakuza gang? Shut up, I don't care about that. That's not what I'm talking about.
Maybe we should do something about the gang problem. No,
yeah, like,
okay.
A student was kidnapped, and I'm in a hospital right now because I fought a Yakuza gang. Should we not tell the police? Shut up! Stop asking that question.
When your best friend learns your kink and you're still cool with each other, you've chosen well. Just turn directly to Phustus. It's like, yeah, I sure fucking have, huh? Damn.
Alright.
This I'd only glaze you so much, but I want to glaze you more.
Stop, huh?
A non-sexual way, of course.
This is also where Juno. Oh my god. This is also where Juno shows up and continues being a homewrecker.
Yes.
And we got the scene with her and
Juno
Haru.
in the most over-the-top fucking look at me dress ever.
That's at the end of this episode. But yeah, she does that whole thing like where she's like, "I will beat you as a woman" to Haru.
Yeah.
Which was a really funny line.
Just straight up. It's like, I mean, Haru was about to give up. I guess she kind of won and then lost completely. She won the battle, she fucking lost the war.
Yeah, this is also where I wrote that, because it was shortly, like, when she walks in, I was like, Lugoshi only got eyes for one girl. Well, I was like, my boy. But also, I wrote, this show has worse fucking ADHD than you and me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Which is why it's amazing we've stuck on track this long.
I'm trying my best. But like,
you're really carrying this through.
I'm trying to keep us on episodes per episode, but like, this is where I was like, this has so much ADHD. This show is everywhere.
Was Lugosi fall off a gang for you? I think so, bitch.
Bitch. Get wrecked.
This is the point where she's like, "Oh yeah, look, Lugosi, yeah, we're a couple, see?
Yeah.
And everyone, this is our hero, and this is I want to show and prove to the world that carnivores will always be there to protect our herbivore friends." And Lugosi's like, "You're full of shit. Those lions were gonna eat her."
She gets like the spotlight on him and everything and calls him up and was like cheering on carnivores and stuff and how strong they are and how good they are to herbivores and stuff. But literally right before that, he's about to like tell Haru how he feels and Haru's gonna do the same thing, and then she's like, "Homewrecker!"
Yeah, homewrecker away.
He's like, "I have a plan."
Yeah, if I remember right, she literally forces him to light the lantern with her, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I gotta go."
She's like, "Let's go light this lantern," and then they brought up. She drags him over to it, and then he's like, "Oh, I don't want people to get the wrong impression." And she's like, "People won't get the wrong impression. It's the right impression." And then he's like, "Nah," just leaves.
Honestly, under normal situations, or normal circumstances, I don't think Lugosi would last long after that.
No. If he hadn't met Haru before this probably would have worked on him. But
oh man, it might have.
I mean, like,
I get the impression that even without Haru, Lugosi is like zero attraction to this woman.
Maybe that's true. But she's trying really fucking hard, though.
This is the hardest any girl has ever tried in anime.
I don't know about that.
Actually, yeah, there was that one girl that literally was like just walk up in a fucking bikini posing like a madman, and they're like, "Come on, prove it to me. Prove to me that you're really a man. Do it. Prove it." And the guy's like, "Okay." And he just unzips his pants, whips out his dick. She like freaks out.
That's not an anime.
I'm pretty sure it is. You don't see anything though, unfortunately.
Yeah, she really does come out in like she tries so hard here.
Oh man.
It's just not happening. And I felt like this bit was kind of dragging on a little bit. Cause
Yeah.
Because come on.
They have to make their point that it's like, oh, society is being shaped by their actions, but like Lugosi doesn't care to be at the helm. He doesn't care about the world. He just cares about Haru.
Yeah, I got that, but like I just like even up to the point where like when he was running after Haru again, right? And they're going up those stairs and everything. And she's telling him to fuck off and all that shit. I was like, this is just like, come on.
Yeah, come on.
I feel like you guys are pushing it just a little far.
No, it's fine. It's great.
It's just a little bit like I feel like they're padding it for time.
Because it's like Haru is
the same argument they've had 4 times in this episode. Okay, I don't need to see it again. Let's just like speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, because it's like Haru, she's totally fine sleeping with people. She's not ready for like an actual commitment. Like she can't handle the idea of someone actually being like emotionally like dependent on her.
He is worried about her running off on her own. He's like, yo, you shouldn't be alone in the dark. It's dangerous and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, straight up.
I think also at one point he's wandering around looking for her and he's like, did he get kidnapped again?
Yeah.
I was like, nah, bro, there's not enough time in this series for her to get kidnapped again.
And then they meet up and holy shit, this shot.
Yeah.
Let me like
this, I love this shot. It was really good. I liked seeing the town and everything.
Dude.
Really nice.
This looks really good so fucking good though. This is desktop wallpaper material, honestly.
Yeah. And I counted it as 11 episodes, 19 minutes and 55 seconds. And finally, they fucking said I love you.
Yes. Finally, after being stopped by every single thing in the world.
Like, literally every, like even themselves half of the time.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, finally.
And from this gorgeous view of the fucking city.
Like, I feel like that, like, it, I know I said there's pacing issues, obviously, and but every scene was necessary. I just feel like the same arguments over and over was too much for me. But this scene is really good.
It's so good. And he finally confesses. It's like, you know what? We'll take it from here. We both care about each other. We'll see what we can do with that.
And I was like, dope. And then the credits started rolling, and I was like, excuse me?
Did you see what happened after the credits?
Yeah, the like post-credit scene, but this is also where I wrote, there's 2 minutes left, and I have no fucking answers.
You got also, no answers?
Also a new question, because like the thing ended and then the credits were rolling, and I was waiting for like to see if there was a after credit scene, but I wrote, the fuck happened to Lewis?
Yeah, Lewis is just gone.
So this is what they answered, will they or won't they, out of my questions. They didn't answer what happened to Tim. They didn't answer what the point of the mayor was.
Well, wait, we know what happened to Tim. He died.
Well, they didn't answer who killed him or whatever.
Right,
like the Tim plot wasn't followed through.
So that's coming up. What's the point of the mayor?
Pointless.
He's there to tempt Lewis.
Pointless. He's pointless. And then this is more so a question for you guys, but like, why do people like Lewis?
Because he is an entertaining, stone cold like shithead with a heart of gold, and he kills it, and he owns every scene.
Don't see the heart of gold.
He literally is like, I'm gonna go into the Lanston to save Haru, and I'm gonna shoot a guy with my fucking gun.
Yeah, but he didn't do any of that.
Like there's also a
He
point where
shot
it's
him
like the
in the
guy's
head.
falling off the stage and he literally like just sacrifices his body to protect them. Like Lewis
Yeah,
does
that's
care.
just
It's
that's just
definitely
normal
there, but
human
it's
shit.
like,
That's what you
yeah.
should do. If you see somebody falling, maybe you should try to catch them. That's normal. You don't get an A+ because you decide to be a normal fucking human being.
I don't know, I think it says something to his character that it's like, oh, he's like still willing to put himself, like he acts like a hard ass, but he does care, you know?
I still don't see it. I don't like just because he does
He's just
one or two nice
he has
things,
the
but everything
horrible
else he
backstory, and
horrible.
he's like, I'd still rather kill myself than take like a life if I have
Don't
to.
kill yourself.
Like they hand him a
Also,
knife
that's
and
not his
stuff
thing.
fighting the
That's not his
monsters
thing.
and stuff
He
fighting the
literally
carnivores.
shot.
He's like, I'm going to just cut my throat, and his
Yeah, when he
dad
was a
stops
child,
him.
and then he shoots a lion at the end of the series. So
Oh
like,
yeah, it's
there
great.
goes that whole thing. It's his character's very contradictory and
Yeah.
pointless.
He's very interesting. He's full of like interesting contradictions.
But he had no reason to be in this plot.
He's torn between being a good person, a cold hard ass, and an absolute monster. Exactly. And it's all wrapped up with the fact that like he's like younger than like Lugosi, if I remember right. He's a fucking kid. He's dealing with his own shit, and he's just like,
From
it's
what I
all a
remember,
front. Like he
from
just
what I
doesn't let
remember,
the
they're in
mask
the same
slip.
year. They're in the same year.
Are they? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
If anything, I think Luis might be older.
But yeah, it's like you're still someone who's like growing and figuring themselves out behind it all. He's just like, he's not allowing himself to show any weaknesses, and he has to be like, he has to meet the expectations no one is saying on him, purely because that's what was like instilled into him is like the thing to do, or you just die, right?
Well, he had my expectations to live up and be like a normal person, but he's
Oh,
nothing
you're
but
not gonna get
awful.
normal.
He's nothing but awful to everybody. So
You're not gonna, Liz, you're not gonna get normal, but you may get suffering. But you're not getting normal.
he was awful to everybody.
Honestly,
And
that
just
might be
because
something
behind the
for
scenes,
season.
and just because behind the scenes he's sad, I'm supposed to care about him. Didn't work.
Maybe you'll care more about it in season 2 if you see him like suffering, you know?
Maybe. But the entire time, all he did was like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so great! Look at how awesome I am!" And then,
yeah,
like
he
the door
saved
closed. He was like,
Lugosi from the fucking
"Okay,
from the bill in the theater. He fought the
yeah,
tiger and
we
drove him
talked about
away with
that."
his words because
I,
his
I,
force
I,
of
I,
will.
I told you, fuck you, show. Don't try to make him a hero because he's not. I said that in that episode.
Oh,
Don't
that's
try
gonna
to
be
make him a hero
hilarious in season
because he's
2.
not. And then here they are at the end of the thing. They did the same thing again, where they're like, "Look, he is a hero." And it's like, no, he's not.
Are you sure he's a hero?
He's not.
Because at the end, he like Lugosi goes into the light, and Lewis falls back into the darkness. Lewis just left. He's in the underworld now. He's like avoiding the spotlight. He's in isolation now. You know.
She says he doesn't care where he lives, whether he's in the light or the dark. That's his
Yeah,
thing.
Lewis doesn't seem to actually
Lewis,
care that much when it comes. He's like,
no,
he
Lewis
won the
cares
light,
too
but
much.
now that it's come down to, he's like, I'm just fuck everything. I'm throwing off this mask completely. I'm gonna be who I want to be, and honestly, good on him.
Yeah, it didn't work on me.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Lugosi's trying to like put on the mask, and it's not working. And he's like, I'm gonna have to work harder to maintain this facade, right? He might be a hero, but he might take a turn for the better. Or a turn for the worse. Dude, if Lewis went full villain, how'd you feel about that, Phustus?
If he was actually like the villain of the series, I'd be fine with that. I'd probably like him a lot more. But they're trying to get me to like him, and I'm like, it doesn't work. Show, stop.
So here's my big question, okay? What do you think's gonna happen next? Since you're already locked on, like, yeah.
I already told you this show has ADHD. 1,000 things could happen.
What do you think is gonna
You guys are
happen?
telling me that well, first we're gonna pick up with Lewis because that's what you guys are talking about a lot.
Right? What's
Uh,
gonna happen with Lewis?
he's gonna shoot a bunch of people and he's gonna go around and they're gonna continue making him be Leon from Resident Evil, and I'm gonna hate him more.
Wait, is that why you hate him? Because he's Leon?
He definitely reminds me of Leon.
Oh, that's interesting. Is it because of the gun or?
No.
Huh.
It's just his soulless character that everybody loves. I don't get it.
I'm going real. I think if you find a way to
This
articulate this into something tangible, I would really
horrible.
understand a lot. You know.
I wish I could articulate it better, but I'm bad with
fine.
words.
It's fine. We'll see if we maybe as we keep going, you'll be able to pinpoint exactly why you hate Lewis so much, and that could be oh, that, yeah, no, that's why. That's the point.
I really don't like how contradictory he is.
Yeah.
For one thing, that just aggravates me.
Now I'm seeing parallels between Lewis and RE6 Leon.
There you go.
Yeah. So your prediction is Lewis is gonna shoot a bunch of people, and meanwhile, what's Lugosi gonna do?
Lugosi's gonna have some relationship problems with his now girlfriend.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
That's about it. I don't think they're gonna have too much about him. His story's pretty much done unless they throw in Ken's killer.
Here's the real fucking question, and you are not going to get it. You are not going to get. You're not remotely gonna get. You are never going to get it. Who is the murderer?
Bill.
Sure.
The mayor. The mayor. It's the mayor.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my new answer. Last time it was Bill. This time it's the mayor.
The murderer will get solved in season 2. You will meet them.
I'm so aggravated that they didn't just wrap that up in this season. I was so mad. So mad.
Yeah, because season 1's about society, and it's why Lugosi solved the case.
You opened up with your main plot and then didn't continue it.
Yeah.
It meant nothing to this whole series.
I think the interesting thing is oh, we do finally learn who the murderer is, and we get answers, and the answers we get are genuinely interesting.
No, that's why I'll give the next season a shot, because I want to know who the killer is.
As well, I kind
of care about their relationship, and I need to see what's so important about Lewis.
Actually, genuine curiosity. I'll look up the episode list because I want to know, when do we actually learn? Because it's maybe you can figure out before it actually reveals it, but this is this. This is 5 is and then this is the one. The thing is also yeah, no, it's just gonna take a bit.
No, really? Thought so.
It's gonna take a bit, but at least it's gonna start off and literally be hey, Lugosi, that you should probably solve that whole murder at the school thing, right? You should just do that. And he's just alright, I should actually get on that and start looking at clues and shit.
Yeah, you'd probably actually do the plot of the series that was set up in the first episode that we never really did. So yeah, I named this episode, by the way, Not an Ending. That's not how you ended anything. I was quite upset with that.
I'm gonna be so excited because it's It's gonna be so funny if Baron figures it out before, like, you do, you know?
He probably already knows, because he's like, he just does that. He
Yeah,
just
Baron's got, like,
does that.
psychic fucking detective visions. Baron's like, he's looking at the show through the warped perspective of us talking about it, and he's still probably like, it sounds like the clues might lead to this person, and he's probably totally on point.
It's this one weasel guy that was in the background of episode 3.
Yeah, it's this one dude that was in the background of this place. It's like a fall game. The Paragon Cop and the interesting side quests before they advance. Exactly.
It's very true. It is very, like, side questy right now. Like,
Honestly,
everybody is doing their own
yeah,
thing.
that really is the vibe of season 2. Is just everyone's side questing. And Legoshi's like, well, if I tackle the main plot a little bit.
No, this is against the rules. No main plot. That means that it might end. We can't have it ending. That means less money.
Just know if you ever do want to stop, totally your call, man.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm interested in what happens next.
Okay, yeah, that's a good mindset.
But I need to tell you, this last episode really did not hit me. This one was a big old miss. I was like, oh my god. There's some great scenes in it and everything, but I was like, please, just... This episode could have been like 5 minutes shorter.
Yeah, but they confess it from the city, and it's like the fucking city representing the society that kept them apart, now framing their, like, events.
Yeah, that's great. We really didn't need like half of this episode, though.
You didn't want the scene where Juno's a homewrecker and she's like, oh
And
yeah, we
dancing
need to empower the carnivores.
There's like a whole 3-minute dance sequence where literally this is probably where the Haru and Juno ship came from, because Haru's just like, she's so beautiful. And I'm like, damn, girl.
Did you like seeing Juno in the most showy fucking dress ever, just dancing her heart out for you?
Gaudy, like only one side of the like dress, you know,
asymmetrical, so it's fancier.
Like that very like almost I want to say like Spanish style, like
yeah, very good word for it. That's sort of like what's like the some dance they do with theirs, because I know it's like flamenco, I guess.
Not even
flamenco dress would probably be a good description.
Yeah, like it's kind of like this Spanish dancing girl's dress, or like with a bit of that like Japanese flair to it still, because you know, Japan.
If this was a JRPG, Joe would probably be the overpowered character that no one likes for plot reasons.
Yeah, they're the one. They're probably like the one character that has like all the best moves, but you never want your party just because you don't like them.
Dude, if someone made a Beastars RPG, that'd be so fun, though. Just like turn-based with little sprites of the characters.
I don't think. I mean, it could work, maybe.
Yeah, there's probably a fan game out there or something. Yeah, no. Probably exists.
I could see it as a platformer, but...
Hey, Phustus, how do you feel about eating bugs?
Why?
Just curious.
I haven't eaten bugs, but, I mean, like, I'm sure I could.
How's that morally? Yes or no?
Eating bugs?
Yeah.
Well, I can eat whatever I want. I'm a goddamn human.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
I rule this world. This is my goddamn rock.
Come back 2 weeks from now and we'll be going Beastars Season 2, baby! Let's go! We probably all be involved at some point, assuming we've had canned goods.
True.
Oh wow, that really killed the... See you guys around. Later.
Bye.
Is that the bug?
That is the bug.